understanding that your brain doesn't know the difference between a healthy or an unhealthy routine.
Yep.
Right. Otherwise it would never do the unhealthy routine. It just doesn't know. Right. Until there's pain. And then when you get the pain, it's an indicator of like the routine's got to change. Right. So that's like the result cornerstone. It's saying, well, your back's hurting. Maybe we should probably do something different. But you guys all know healthy people that pull their back, right?
Yeah.
And unhealthy people that pull. Right. Cool. It's the healthy person could be hurting their back, could be pushing too much because it's that polarized lifestyle. All health, no fun. Right. All fun, no health. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's about learning how to go to the gym and then go eat 3 Krispy Kreme donuts and be okay with yourself. Guys look great.
So if dude, I lost 16 pounds or 17 pounds since January 1st.
Seriously?
Yeah, cut out. I mean, I've been
fasting?
Fasting, so 18 and 6. So I eat from 1 to 7.
Yeah.
Cut out alcohol, cut out sugar, and I just eat like meat and vegetables. And one thing of carbs a day.
Working out?
Good. Yep. Creatine.
Not surfing. Do you surf?
Surf, yeah.
You do?
This hat's from Costa Rica, Nassau.
These fucking guys are savages.
He's
He's getting ready to leave. He's like, I'm out of here. I'm going to Hawaii.
Yeah, well, a couple days.
Are you going back?
Yo, you know what's funny about Hawaii? We were just there in January, and everywhere we go, it's like, oh, let's look at real estate here. And we're looking at a place called Haleiwa. His brother-in-law lives there. And they just got devastated. Like
From floods.
Yeah,
man. Nobody was talking about it. I was literally just looking. Somebody popped up like, hey, no one's talking about Hawaii. And the whole northern part of an island is like wiped out.
Yo, right where we were, it's like, it's up to like the roof, the water.
Yeah.
That's right where Josh and Robin live. Their house is right next to the evacuation school. So they're like a little bit higher, but yeah, it's like bad. It's really bad.
Yeah, there's a river that said the sea just came up, but it's all sea level.
But you don't hear it. You haven't heard anything about it. We're hearing about meteors falling in Ohio.
Or just have a little rock in someone's house.
Like,
yeah.
What's going on? So
where'd you go? What gym?
Just Planet Fitness.
Oh, nice. We have membership to Planet Fitness?
He does. My brother, John.
Oh, nice. What do you do at home?
Lifetime. Yeah, Joe got the fucking Planet Fitness thing. I go to Lifetime gym.
Lifetime?
Bougie gym.
Yeah.
Like a bougie gym.
Yeah, that's what I do. I Atlantic Club.
You tell your wife you're going to go work out, you sit in the sauna for like 30 minutes.
No, she actually works out.
Get a smoothie, you go home.
My wife never worked out. Now all of a sudden she's like, we're going to do classes. Now I'm doing fucking hot Pilates.
Dude, once you get started, it's an addiction and you feel great. It's like, oh, I feel real good after it.
Now every Friday we have hot yoga and hot Pilates back to back. I'm literally drenched.
Nice.
Drenched. So
it's awesome.
Cool.
Dude, that's important, like working out with your wife, because you kind of keep each other motivated. And it's like, all right, let's make sure we find time. Instead of like, if one works out and one doesn't, and you're like, you're going to the gym for 2 hours. It's like, no, you got to go. Make sure you get there. Because then if I make sure you get there, then when I go, I don't feel bad about it. It's like, you went, I went, we both go.
We're holding each other accountable. That's the most important thing. And like 2 years ago, I think it was 2 years ago, she did 75 out of me.
Oh yeah, nice.
Right. And then it was like that. My wife never worked out ever a day in her life up until then. I think she worked out with me one time. And from there, from 75 hard, I think 2 years ago, she then went and did that 24-hour hike and made all.
Oh, nice.
She literally was like, I'm going to do it. I'm like, okay. And she made us all.
Yeah.
That's because women are way tougher than men. When it really comes down to it, stuff like that, they're just like, what? We're just doing it.
The pain tolerance.
It's so there were 2 women on that one. It was, I don't know if you guys know Jonathan Marchand.
I'm not sure.
No.
Home services guy?
Yeah. He was one of my coaching clients, and he literally was like, told his wife and 2 sons, like, we're going to do this hike with Steve. He signs them up. They literally show up. They have like plastic bottles. Minimal to no preparation. His wife and my wife literally kicked ass through the whole thing.
No way.
Like their pain tolerance is
crazy.
Yeah.
Did they come home with any toenails or?
My wife actually lost a couple toenails. I actually got to take them off. But
nice.
But she literally got out of the van when we went back to the hotel, and she's doing high kicks there's a video of it online, and she's going off. Yeah.
And this is Rite of Passage.
Yeah,
and what's that guy's name?
Chad Wright.
Chad Wright.
Chad Wright, 3 or 7. It was, so we're going to be running those ourselves this year. This is going to be interesting.
When's that?
So we have our April event is called the Iron Standard. Yeah. So the April event's called the Iron Standard. And that is going to be more of like a boot camp style, like pound the crap out of you, then teach you why we're pounding the crap out of you. How do you apply that stuff in life and business? What we just learned. And then the Crucible is going to be it's going to be end of September because it's going to be cold in New Hampshire.
Oh boy.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's going to be end of September. We can.
No, that's 24 hours nonstop hike. There's breaks or.
So there's refueling stations. So the whole premise of it is like everybody does hard stuff, and it doesn't sound like it's very difficult until you're doing it.
But you're staying awake for 24 hours, number one.
Well, you're staying awake and you have to continue to move the entire time. So there's no sitting, no stopping. So the only time you can stop and not sit down is if your team has to go to the side and just go pee or something.
Oh, and you break down the teams.
What's that?
You're breaking down
two separate teams. Yeah, but the other team has to keep moving while you're stopped. And the only time if you guys got to go to the bathroom, you have to wait till the other team starts moving. So it's intense, dude. And you start hallucinating, at certain points. And like, you think you see something on the ground. It's a rock. You think it's a rattlesnake or something. Oh yeah.
How many miles you cover?
Ooh, I want to say we were close to 60.
And it's hard. It's like mountainous terrain or what?
It's up and down. Yeah. Like, and your feet get wet a couple times. So it's physically and mentally the hardest thing I've probably ever done.
Are you changing your socks every once in a while?
You're not. You should. Yeah, but you're not. You barely can stand up at some points.
Wasn't there someone who brought brand new boots with them, like Tersh or something, and they're like not broken hiking boots?
We're recording. You want to start talking about Tersh? So Tersh did not finish it because Tersh, I love him. He literally showed up. He's like, I can do this. I can do this. He showed up in his Ranger shorts, and he literally just kept going and going and going. He was so swollen to the point where they thought he was going to have to cut his ring off. His hands,
everything was swollen,
dude, bad to the point of like they were getting concerned.
Why did he get swollen? Is that just
because he was drinking too much electrolytes and his body was retaining water, and you got to
like sodium or whatever else.
Yeah, he was drinking more too. Yeah, and you have to balance. So like you're going through this trying to balance. What snacks are you eating? Are you eating sugar? Are you eating protein bars? So you're like, oh, I'm going to just eat protein bars, and that's not something you're going to be like, I'm going to eat quinoa and vegetables. You're not doing that through this type of event.
That's interesting.
You're eating gummy bears. You're eating everything you can because you need fuel.
Yeah. You're trying to counteract it, but you're like doing too much walking and too much electrolytes where your whole body's like exploding.
You should go socks and then sandwich bags and then your shoes.
Is that the secret?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we were kids, me and my buddy used to meet up and then walk to school, but we had to go over a grassy field in the morning. Yeah. So we always put sandwich bags on our shoes so our shoes didn't get all wet.
I'll tell you something. That event of all I've done some like pretty scary things. I've gone down into Virginia and trained with guys that train Navy SEALs.
Yeah.
Combative stuff. And I thought that was the hardest thing I've ever done. But you don't think that staying on your feet for 24 straight hours and moving and grooving. And like at the beginning, everyone's like, yeah, this is great. And we're like talking. And then it's like, I don't want to hear your voice again, Pat.
Yeah.
Don't fucking say another.
Yeah.
Because you're talking and you're trying to just keep your mind occupied. But the whole point of it is to be, supporting each other. And hey, Pat, how you doing? What's going on? Talk to me. What do you need? Ed, what's going on? Like it just becomes us out there. And it's scary and exciting and all at the same time. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And how does Chad?
I don't think I can do it.
Yeah, you could do it.
I can do it.
Anybody can do it. I'm telling you right now. We had a guy, Tom Lavin, one of my coaching clients from Maine, and he's I think 62 years old. He did it.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm sure he could do it.
20, and the guy's monstrous.
From a marketing standpoint, once I saw everyone's toenails falling off, I was like, ooh, I don't know if I want to get into that.
My first year of doing it, you prepare as much as you can. I mean, like, how do you prepare for something you've never done before in your life, right? So, I was walking with packs on and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, you were walking around your pool or something, right? Your
walking around my pool, walking around my neighborhood, anywhere I could. And I legit got back to the room after the first year that we did it. And that was the video I put online. And like I popped, I didn't say I popped, like I had a blister on my pinky toe. And when it ruptured, the toenail just floated out of my.
No way.
I'm not even joking, dude. It was gross.
Now you have no toenails permanently?
No. They grow back.
They
grow back. One of my left big toes almost back.
From how long ago? From this.
So wait, so how many times have you done this?
This is my third. I've done it. I am the only person other than the instructors that have done it and completed 3 times.
Nice.
Joe has done it twice. Joe, my brother Joe, went his first year completely not prepared. And then that was kind of his wake up call. And literally, like, who you see.
He looks great.
Right?
Yeah.
So like I know he won't let me show you, but you know, Nutty Professor.
Yeah.
Chairman Clown.
Yeah. Nutty Professor.
You don't think of it.
He was big?
Dude, he sent me the picture and he goes, look at me, because it was one of the event pictures. And he goes, I look like Sherman Clown. Like, and you don't realize it because you're in your body. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then somebody captures a photo of you like that. And he goes, I can't even believe that I let myself get to that level.
And that was probably only 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? 3 maybe?
Yeah, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
22?
Yeah.
23.
I wouldn't even know. He looks great. He's thin, tall, in good shape.
I got to keep up with him now.
Yeah. He's in way better shape than you.
Yeah. So the second year when he went back, so not completing the event became super motivation for him.
Oh, he didn't finish.
He didn't finish.
How many people don't finish?
So the first year we went, there was a couple of guys. I want to say 50% of us finished the first year.
Oh, wow.
Dude, we had 2 guys, one of my service manager and another one of my clients, literally got to the 4th refueling station. Now you don't have there's no watches, no electronics, no nothing. So you have no concept of time.
That's the best part.
Right?
Yeah, right. You're like an hour in. Is it over yet?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, oh, we must be walking. I love when everyone's like, oh, I was like 12 hours in. I'm like, how do you know?
Yeah.
How do you know? Like you just lose track of time. So we get to the final refueling station. We don't know it's the final refueling station. It's just refueling station 4. And my service manager looks at me, Brian, and he goes, I'm done. I'm like, no, you're not, dude. Like we have to be right.
Yeah.
Like, there can't be like, like it's the darkest before the end.
Yeah.
Right? And he's like, I'm done.
It's like you're only at a point where you've only pushed yourself to so far.
Dude, we were 90. We had to be like, all we had to do was get back on our feet and walk down a hill.
No.
We don't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, they give you a refueling station with like 5 minutes left,
basically.
It's just to break your balls.
Basically. And because we're going sun up to sun up, right? And you don't know. You're like, it could be another hour, it could be another 3 hours. And the 2 of them quit.
Oh, that's messed up that they do that.
Yeah. 2 of them quit there. And that, while you look at it and go, okay, it's a loss, it became a massive point for Brian. Like I know you guys don't know Brian, but if you see him today, like the kid's on fire.
Yeah.
Kids, like
I tell you what, quitting there is probably more powerful than finishing.
That became the motivation. So
right?
Joe didn't even get that far that first year. Joe got, I want to say 50% of the way, and then off maybe 75% of the way. We didn't know, right? 3rd refueling station. And he's like, I'm done. I can't walk in. Right. My son, first year, same thing. I think he went 50% of the way. He quit. And then the next year they came back with a vengeance.
How old was your son when he did the first time he did it?
Oh, he was 19.
Oh,
he just turned 21.
I didn't realize he was that old already.
Yeah, he just turned 21.
Oh, wow.
So.
The only thing I can compare this to is walking around Disney and like seeing the steps on my phone at the end of the day. And that's 7 miles.
Okay.
10,000 steps, maybe 15,000 steps or something some days.
So I did a martial arts test on a Friday for my first black belt, and then had to go to Disney 48 hours later. And I literally that next day, the first day at Disney, I did like 25,000 steps. I said to my wife, I'm like, I got to cut my feet off. I need new feet.
Yeah.
I want to say we did 90 to 100,000 steps.
Yeah.
And nobody has their phones, but I was able to carry my phone because obviously I've done it a few times. But like it was fun.
What do you think is harder, Rite of Passage or Disney?
Just
What's more expensive?
Yeah, definitely Disney. Definitely Disney. So,
Yo, so real quick, so we've known each other a while, but I'm curious. I have a couple quick questions about how you started in this industry, if you don't mind. So, number one, when did you start in the trades? Was it right out of high school? Did you work for somebody else? Who was that person? And how long were you in the trades before you started your own business? Just a quick summary of the very beginning.
Yep. So I ended up going to vocational school when vocational schools were not as glorious as they are today, right? Nobody thought being a plumber would be cool, right?
Yep.
And then I guess I made plumbing cool in Massachusetts, right? So I went right. So I had a choice. I wanted to go play football in college, right? So I had a choice in my.
You played through high school?
So I never played football until freshman year in high school. And it was like, I fell in love with beating the crap out of people.
What'd you play? What position?
I was a guard.
Nice.
I was a fullback, and then they'd move me to guard and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like I was constantly in the mix, right? inside linebacker. So I was constantly
Nice.
beating the snot out of people.
Yep.
Graduated high school, 260 pounds, ready to go to college. And then I'm like, I had a couple of offers to go to like Bentley. And I'm like, all right, it's a business school. I like business, so on and so forth. And I said, okay, if I get hurt, my parents can't afford for me to go to school. Right. So like, I can't afford that. And then live with like, being injured my whole life. And then, so I just said, well, let me go make a run at this.
Well, hold on real quick. So if you get did you get a scholarship for the first, what do they give you 1 year at a time? Is that how that works? If you get a sports scholarship, they don't say, hey, come to school here for 4 years, play football. They're like, oh, here's your first year.
Basically, yeah. Well, I mean, it's like,
so if you get hurt,
you earn your right to
all the way through.
To stay, like, basically. I think they could cut it at any point.
Yeah,
right?
They could. Yeah. I mean, like if God forbid, I blow my knee out, hurt my back.
That's just crazy because that's a life decision. It's like, all right, I'm going to go.
18.
Yeah.
At 18 years old, you're like, okay, am I going left or am I going right? So I had to take the sure bet, which was me, right? So like, I'm like, all right, plumbing's not going to kill me. And I know how to plumb. So
were you already plumbing?
I was a plumber.
So you went to school in high school. You went to Voken High School. Gotcha.
And so back then I only had to do a year and a half outside of school. So I went to work for a guy in the, he was like an old school, like Italian, typical plumber, gangster type of guy. Right. So, he's like, we work half days. And I'm great. I like to work half days, and half days are 12 hours.
Yeah. Half the day.
I learned how to be a really good fast plumber with him, but he wasn't the most professional plumber, but like he knew how to make money. Like he'd have fittings in every hand and he'd be putting stuff together. I learned how to do everything with that guy. His name was Frank. And I learned how to remodel apartments. I learned how to tile. I didn't just learn plumbing with this guy. And then I knew at one point in time, I'm like, there's got to be a more professional side of this. And then I left Frank. I only worked for him a short period of time. I went to work for another company in Revere. Shout out to Revere, Massachusetts. Everybody knows somebody from Revere.
Paul
you
Revere?
guys now do. Paul Revere, right?
Oh, yeah.
Their home services?
What's that?
Their home services? They're a big company?
No, that's a town.
Oh, a town is Revere.
Yeah,
okay, gotcha.
No, Revere, Massachusetts.
Gotcha.
Hey, come on now.
Paul Revere, Massachusetts.
Just Revere, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
All right. So I left Frank and went to work for more of an outfit that like, at the time, this is like when flat rates started to like happen in the industry and stuff like that.
Are they still around, these guys?
What's that?
This company, they still around?
No. But they were that outfit that like everyone's like, okay, these guys are in white shirts, uniforms, stuff like that.
Nice.
So like it was pretty cool. So
how long ago was that, you think? What year was that?
So I graduated in 95 and then I started my business in 98. So it was sometime between 95 and 98.
Oh, wow.
So, I went from like super unorganized and just kind of like, hey, just go collect the check from the guy and tell him to write the check. Are you going to split his head open type of business to, okay, upfront pricing, diagnosis. I'm like a completely different world, right? So two opposite ends of the spectrum. And then I got my plumber's license, walked into my boss's office at 17, 19 years old, whatever the hell I was. And I'm like, hey, I got my license. He's like, all right, cool. He's like, what are you going to do for me differently that you already haven't been doing for me now? And I'm like, oh, okay, awesome. So I got no raise. So basically what he was trying to tell you in not so many terms, right? And then it went from that to I got a call from the union. At the time, the master plumber of the organization, he had just left the company and went to work in the union. And I'm like, well, if he doesn't have a future here, what future do I have? I'm a stranger. And he was the nephew of the owner. Union called me. I went into work in the union for like literally 6 months. I coming from a residential, you guys are all residential, right? So it's go to commercial union work, which was like very like slow down, pump the brakes, go get lost, do this like completely different.
Go get lost.
Go get lost. I'm all done with this. Okay, we'll go figure out something else to do.
Right? I hear that. And I heard, I was just talking to a guy who, one of our guys left us to go to the union. And my buddy who works with him is like, he's too fast. He doesn't get it. We're trying to get him to slow down and he just can't.
Yeah. I was like, these guys would complain. We were the highest paid union at the time. And these guys would complain about never having enough money. And I'm like, we're out of work at 2:00. Like, go make some money. Go put a water heater in. They're like, oh, you got to cut your grass. And I was young. I didn't own a house at the time. They're like, oh, you'll see, kid. I'm like, nope, I cannot see that. Like,
right.
We have learned like, what's our time value? What shouldn't we be doing? We learned that.
By the way, we do know the union guys work real hard. I got a lot of friends that listen to us.
Oh no, listen.
Shout out to Jimmy.
We're actually sponsored by the unions.
There we go. But like, I'm not saying they didn't work hard. They just worked at a different pace than me. And I was like always like 100 miles an hour, like working out. I was always just like, that was my life.
Yeah.
And then to come back and they're like, all right, you got to kick it into like second gear, buddy. You're in sixth. And I'm like, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah. We
like,
pound coffee and get shit done.
That's it. Like just, by lunchtime, everything was done. And I just, my brain just couldn't wrap myself around that mindset. And then, 6 months into the union, I left, bought a 86 Chevy van as my first vehicle.
Yeah.
Actually, the color of your sweater there, Hanson. And
my wife told me to wear this sweater.
No air conditioning, right? I'd be in a big sweaty Italian.
86. My first van was a 90. Well, I didn't start my business till 2012, but it was a 99 van.
Yeah. So I was 1998, December 98. Before that, I had bought an 86 Chevy van, G30. We're trying to find the van right now. So
nice.
Like,
Yeah,
you were trying to find the van to bring it back.
It's in like Ecuador.
It's the thing had no radio, no air conditioning. It had fly windows, dude.
Nice.
Like the only way you got cool, is if you drove 80 miles an hour everywhere.
The little triangle windows.
Yes,
right?
yes. And nowadays,
like,
you see now online, you see people that like holding pipe and stuff like that to blow the air where you want it. Before, I just had pieces of bent copper just to hold the windows open.
Hilarious.
That's funny.
So bought the van. Started advertising, and then that was it. I just left the union and kind of never looked back.
So that was 1998.
December of 98.
When'd you make your first hire?
What's that?
When'd you bring somebody on board with you right off the bat? How many guys you have like in that first year?
No, so within the first year, so December of 98. So within that first year, I grew the business, and I know you guys love my video, right? I grew the business $1 million within 12 months.
Crazy.
At 21, back when there was pagers, cell phones, and fax machines.
Yeah, that's crazy. We didn't hit $1 million in revenue until like year 4.
Bro, in 1998, 1999, $1 million is like 10 million now.
Right.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I did all this living in my mother's basement. So I was just stuffing cash away. It was great.
Nice.
And it was just one of those things where I knew how to do that stuff. I was good at it. I wasn't my brother is a far better plumber than me. My son's a better plumber than me. But I was just that good mix of conversation and get the work done type of mentality. And it just worked.
So how many guys did you have that when you did $1 million in revenue?
4 trucks.
So you got 4 trucks on the road right away.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, we just kept going fast. I knew how to advertise. I scored a deal with some big box retailers.
Nice.
We just started slamming water heaters in for these big box retailers to the point where we grew. We're probably the largest water heater installer in New England.
Wow.
Not just Massachusetts, because Mass is the lion's share of all of New England's business at the time. And
damn, dude. So that's 28 years ago now.
what's that?
That's 28 years ago you started.
It's crazy, right?
And then
No way.
you guys-
You've been doing this 28 years.
Yeah, I started the business at 21. I just
Wow.
turned 39. And like, I say I haven't had a boss, but every client's my boss.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I work for every single client.
Yeah.
Everyone always says that, oh, it must be nice to work for yourself. I'm like, I answer to way more people than one person.
No, I call it a false sense of freedom, which is nice. The
is a-
false sense of freedom does feel good, but it is a false sense of freedom.
Real quick, I don't want to bypass everything,
Okay.
but where are you right now as far how many guys, how many trucks at Addario? And then we'll go through that journey.
Yeah, I honestly, everybody asks me this. I have no
Don't even
idea. We're pacing for just under 20 million this year. But we're working on more efficiencies. I just had this
You
conversation.
must have like 75 or 90 guys, at least 100 guys.
Well, we're probably under, we're under 90. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
We're probably somewhere around 80 something. Yeah. And it's, I just had this conversation with Disney this morning over coffee, and he's like, stop focusing on the top number and focus on the bottom. What are you keeping?
Yeah.
And it's been a long time because like we just push and push and push and push. And then you're like, I'm not making any money. It's like, if we're just pushing, you don't have to push as hard up here if you're focusing on what's falling, what's leaking out of the bucket.
Yeah.
What
What do you think it is? What do you think is the one big thing that would help you focus on, or help anybody focus on that bottom number? If there was one thing, is it conversions? Is it the CSR? Is it getting the maximum value out of per call?
So there's so many things happening right now. I'm sure you guys know in the industry with AI and automations and stuff like that. So right now, like most companies are chopping overhead, like done. Like if I say it now, if my son Steve was to start a business tomorrow morning, he'd have minimal overhead.
Yeah.
He'd have virtual assistants and he'd have AI, online booking. It's like, I kind of look at it as where we are right now today is where I started my business and how I kind of outgrew most plumbing companies in a very short period of time back then, is because I was walking around with 2 cell phones, a pager, and a fax machine.
Yeah.
And I had email, where these guys would get home and, they'd go, they'd have a tape player with
Dude, my grandfather did HUC. He would go home at night, listen to the messages he had, and that was probably advanced, having an answer machine.
Correct.
He would make his calls for the next day. That would be what he was doing, and nothing else. There was nobody calling him throughout the day.
And by the time he would get home, I'd already have all those jobs done.
Right.
Because and that's kind of where it's like I'm morphing. I said to my office staff, my team, and I just said, look, we have to adjust with the times, right? Because tomorrow, like I said, if any kid that's starting a business right now is starting in just out of a commercial garage bay, he's got people, virtual assistants, and all this online booking and AI and automations. Like they don't have the overhead that we had. They don't have 10, 15 people sitting in an office.
Have you tried the AI CSR? Have you heard? Like, it's legit, dude.
So we went to I want to say it was a Nexstar event. I think it was Nexstar event. And I left there and I'm like, the person that came with me was like, looked at me and she goes, here we go. She could see the bug was in my eye. And I'm like, we're not going to have office staff within 12 months. Not that I don't love them. But we're just not going to be able to afford to have them.
Right.
And it was September of 24 and September of 25. The last Friday in September of 25, with 2:00 in the afternoon, I remember the day like it was yesterday. 2:00 in the afternoon, we switched from customer service people answering the phone to AI phones.
Oh, wow.
Just like that. I'm like, well, we're gonna have to figure it out one way or another. Might as well do it.
Dude, when on the way out, we were trying it out and Shannon was running through it and we let it run on after hours. And we were listening to the customers talk to the AI agent. They didn't even know.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is Sam. I'm an AI agent. They're like, hey, Sam. And they just talk to it. And I don't think they heard I'm an AI agent.
They're like conditioned. They're just like, okay, your turn.
It was a good conversation. Yeah, it's crazy.
And that's what we're up against. And the beauty of it is, you guys know, because you were in it, right? Like if 15 calls are coming in and you only have 5 CSRs, you can only get to 5 calls. And then you play chase with the rest of them. But while you're trying to play chase with the 10 calls you missed, 10 more calls are coming in.
Yeah.
So it's like, who do you call? Who's the most important person? This thing just answers them all at the same time. And you just 18 bookings.
Especially those like cold hit, real cold hits. We would come in on a Monday and there'd be like 135 missed calls. We're like, okay, let's organize it, prioritize it. We're still calling people back at the end of the day that they left a message Sunday afternoon.
Dude, the one year I'm like, all right, I'm going to jump into CSR. And they're like, laughing. They're like, you're the worst CSR ever. I was like, I mean,
didn't the customer like, are you new there?
And the customer was like, oh,
hold on 1 second. Let me do this.
Because even at that point, we're like dialed into service time, and there was already a lot of like stuff going on where Ed was like, well, what is all this?
Yeah. So let me ask you, the AI agent, does the AI agent just fill the board into the dispatch board on Service Titan? Or
yeah. So they'll book a call. So there's
and does it prioritize? Is it doing 531?
No. So it's not. So it will book a call and then it will set it at the bottom of the board and unassigned. And then my dispatchers will go in and they'll pick.
Cool.
Who's where? Who's going to be, this is a high priority call. We got to get this, here's the batch of calls we got to get to.
But does AI give it a window? Like, oh, well, we can be there Wednesday.
I think it does. I'm not 100% sure, right? I try to stay out of certain things, right?
And then you just call back the ones you can't get to. Like,
we just say,
put my unit in yesterday.
I know I told you we can be there this afternoon, but we have an emergency. Yeah, we can be there first thing tomorrow morning. Oh, and we just move it around.
Same game, same exact game.
Yep.
At least all
just a lot more organized when you walk in the door.
Yeah, but you just everything's there to pick from. Where you got all the calls to pick from. Yeah. I look at it as it's like AI and the automations have sewn the fishing net up, so less fish are falling through the net. Mm-hmm. And now you get to pick from them. And then whatever falls through the net that doesn't book. So like, let's say the AI can't convert the call. My VAs hop right on those calls and they're right on the clients.
A little outbound.
Yeah.
Get right back.
Yeah, just hey, listen, we saw you called. We know you called in, said X, Y, and Z. You want to talk to an agent. Let's, I'm here. Well, how can we help you? So, yeah.
Times are changing. Sometimes I feel like it's a trap. It's like, oh, are people wasting too much time on this or what?
So I waited.
Yeah.
I waited because there's always everybody, come do this. So it's like the shiny object, right? Yep. Like AI automations. I'm like, pump the fucking brakes. Let's look at some stuff, right?
Let's let everyone else make the mistakes first and then figure out what works.
I don't know if you guys have ever heard this, but the second mouse always gets the cheese.
There you go.
Right? The second mouse always gets the cheese, right? Because the first one gets its ass caught. So, I get excited, but then I have enough self-control to not be like, all right, I don't need to be the first one to market with this. Because it was just, and you guys saw, like, I'm building this and I'm building that. You want to be a founding member and you give me $100,000 and you can be one of the people. I'm like, do you want me to give you 100,000, help you build this thing out? I was just having this conversation this morning with my brother about someone, and let me give you 100,000, help you build it out so that it's perfect for you to resell, and I own nothing. I said, well, how about I give you 25,000? I'll help you build it, and I'll be part of the project, and I'll be part of ownership of it.
Right.
But I'm certainly not going to build this out for you. So like those days are over.
Yeah.
Those days are over.
No, you're guinea pig.
That's like when ProPress came out or anything. It's like, all right, let them mess around with that for a while until it's like definitely good.
Yeah, we'd stay up on the new technology, and we knew the important stuff that was definitely happening that we had a service, but it was something like ProPress or like we
Zoom Lock for the HVAC stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, I never even used that. Yeah. But are you just doing Zoom Lock now?
Yeah.
I would wait.
We use it sometimes, right? But the thing is it's a proven thing. It's just like shock. When you were a plumber, oh my God, I don't use shock bite. Now they're using them in commercial buildings, 2-inch shock bite fittings, ball valves,
right?
Because it's quick and it works.
Yeah.
Right. At first, you're like, oh my God, you're not a plumber if you use those things. Now it's like, you're not a plumber if you're not using them. Like,
it takes way too long.
Who's fitting gas pipe? They cut it. Yeah. They're pro pressing, mega pressing the gas lines. And
mega pressing gas line. Yeah.
Nuts. But these are the things you have to move. You have to adjust with this stuff. Like that's the whole thing right now. So like we went from like complete CSRs in the office to a bunch of virtual assistants, dispatchers, virtual assistant, customer service people, and full literally.
How does the virtual assistant thing work? Is that
so? It's funny you ask, because everybody's like, just hire a VA. I'm sure you guys, right? It's not that fucking easy. It's not that easy. I have a team of people that have to. We interview them just like we interview anybody else, right? We have expectations of like certain like service titan knowledge, which you can actually find those people now before you just get a VA. And you're like, hopefully they work.
You have to train them on service titan.
Yeah, no. Now you can go to this website you can go to that say, okay, I need 3 years of 3 years of service titan experience, stuff like that, customer service, dispatching. So we're utilizing virtual assistants right now for a ton of stuff. And
nice.
It's insane because they appreciate their jobs. They love working for us directly. We're not working through an agency, we're working directly with the people, right? It's just nuts. The how fast it has changed.
Yeah.
And how much you can scoop up that you don't realize you were losing.
Right.
The first weekend we turned on the AI to answer the phones, we lost 2 water heaters. My brother Joe said, if we lost 2 water heaters every single weekend, all the way to September, we could have lost anywhere from $2,000 a water heater to $20,000 because you walk in and what's next to the water heater?
Yep.
The heating system.
Yep.
Yeah. So how many other calls that just got kind of swept under the rug that we couldn't get to or knew were even coming in? Now it's full transparency. You see it all.
I would go through and listen to calls sometimes and be like, we missed 8 calls this morning. That you were on the phone with the customer and just like sort of stiff armed them before they even got to really explain what was going on or you asked any questions further. And I was.
Sometimes I'd be in the office and be like,
because you're like, that's all money we're spending to get the phone to ring. Now
each call's $200 basically in advertising.
Now everything's getting answered and everything's sitting in front of you going, okay, which one are you going to first?
How small of a company could implement what you're doing right now?
That's funny you say that. So I say to my team, it's easy to say, just go hire a VA team. The reality is there's so much set up. And I don't know if you guys, like maybe you guys had VAs for yourselves, like an executive VA. No?
Nope.
Did you hire any VAs?
Nope.
Okay. So like
at one point we got into a thing where it was like, oh, you can outsource a lot of stuff. And it was through like CEO Warrior. And I did something where I hired someone, they're going to do little tasks for you. And they were like doing nonsense. And it was costing me so much money. I was like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. So
like order flowers for my wife. And that'll be $800.
You want 5 gallons of liquid cheese? Yeah, we can get that for you.
Yeah.
Right. No. So we have to set up remote terminals. They need access to emails, but you also have to remember they're in another country. So like there's security, like how are they taking payments? Are they able to take payments?
Right.
So there's a lot of stuff that you have to set up. And if it wasn't for my team, like I just go in and go hire VAs.
Yeah, do it.
And then I'm working with them and go, okay, what is it going to look like? How is it going to happen? And then I'm kind of like mapping it out all over the board.
You have to manage.
Post-it notes, right? And then I give it to them and they're like, all right, here you go. This is what has to happen. We have a set of remote terminals. They have to log into these remote terminals so we can lock them out. Everything's on that remote terminal. We shut them out of that remote terminal. They have access to nothing.
But what about the AI agent? What company is that?
Free to Grow is who we're using right now. It's AI voice. And then Trades Pilot is, shout out to Ryan Fisher. You guys know him?
Oh, nice. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Trades Pilot. So Ryan is handling all of my reputation management. Any Angie's leads that come in, they go straight into Trades Pilot, and he manages all the conversation.
Cool.
So
yeah. Where's he at now? He's not in Jersey anymore, is he?
Oh, he's still in Jersey.
Oh, he is.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I thought he moved.
He was supposed to come and meet me this morning. He told me he had a flat tire. Not important.
Let's go help him. Where is it?
Yeah. And then he called me.
We'll be right there.
So he's doing really well. Like, and the good part about it is he was in our world. So like, he's super passionate about the AI automations and like all that stuff. So he's not building like Zaps, like, cause everyone's like, oh, Zapier this, Zapier that. None of the stuff that we're building in Zapier is literally direct integration with ServiceTitan, direct integration with Angie's, direct integration with Thumbtack, and just all that. Yeah.
Is that where it's going? Is there still Zapier's still a thing, or is that even going by the wayside?
I think Zapier is still a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, there's a lot of people that are still reliant on it because they don't have a back end team that actually know how to build the stuff.
Yeah,
which Ryan is connected to a lot of really fucking smart people too. Yeah. Like I hop on. So the good thing about it is I work with Ryan really closely on a lot of the stuff because I'm kind of like the guinea pig. Right. Like, hey, we need to do this with Angie's, and, we get on the phone and we integrate all the stuff, and like, and it's not like you call ServiceTitan and they just give you access to stuff freely.
Yeah.
You literally have calling and emailing, and calling your rep and calling this one. It's like, it's not like, here you go, here's your access, So it's very involved.
I tried to do configurable payroll on ServiceTitan, and I was like a guinea pig. So we would meet up every week.
Yeah.
And I, on a Zoom with them or whatever. And it just didn't work after like months. And I was like, you know what? And then I just took the calls and asked them about all the other stuff about ServiceTitan. Like, real quick, let me ask you about this, and figured out how to actually get the real data that you're supposed to get through ServiceTitan. This button, click this, check this off, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, we got something out of it.
Yeah. So they have a sandbox mode. I don't know if you guys know this, so that we can test everything in sandbox.
Yeah.
So do you know that?
Yep.
Okay. So you're like me. I don't fucking know what sandbox is.
So
they told me. Guy. I'm like, I have my own sandbox, right? Yeah. So they have a sandbox mode that you can access, it depending on your level with them on how you work. And you can test everything inside there before you go live. Right. So I can't tell you how many times, he's like, oh, we're going in there. I'm like,
so you know what's crazy?
What's up?
What's crazy is we started this off with what's the one thing that you could get more profitable with? And like, there's a lot of info out there. So even just, okay, we're going to switch from CSRs to AI agents. Yeah. There's a lot that goes into that.
The one thing that you have to get fucking focused on your business. Right now, the industry is full of shiny objects.
Yeah.
Buy my thermostat, do this, sign up for this. Like we're giving away free information. It's this owners and coaching people, right? Coaching people now. You just see that the owners that I talk to don't know to go left, right, straight.
Yep.
They don't know whether to slow down, speed up. They're focused on the wrong fucking things. Like that's one of the biggest things is owners are so distracted.
Overload.
They just freeze. They're like, I'm not going anywhere. And that's how they get stuck. Me, I always made a decision, whether it was right or wrong. Yep. And then by the time somebody tried to figure it out, I had already fucked it up 15 times and fixed it.
So then how do you help these guys? So he obviously Trades Talks is kicking ass and just
we're doing great.
As fast as they're probably, if not faster, right?
Yep.
If they're overwhelmed and stuck, it's not a lack of information, it's overwhelmed. So how do you help these guys through that?
You just slow down. What's the most important thing that's going to bring you the most amount of money? Will save you the most amount of money. We all know that.
Right? It's just to fix this next, right?
Yeah.
What's the biggest problem?
You got to stop and you got to unload your head onto a piece of paper. And when you do that, then we can start assigning time and dollars and stuff like that. What's most valuable? Like what's going to make you the most amount of money or what's going to save you the most amount of money? And then we start going that way. And can we do both? All right. Oh, no, we don't have the bandwidth to do both. So like you were just saying, like most smaller shops don't have the team I have to roll out literally AI phones, monitor it, tweak it, and AI chat.
Yep.
and reputation management and posting on social media, like all these things. Like if it wasn't for my team, I would not be able to do all that stuff.
Right.
I don't have I have the ideas, and here you go.
Most of these companies are still trying to figure out how to even answer the phone. Like what's a good process on how to answer the phone? What are the right questions to ask? How do you prioritize these calls? All that stuff.
And I think that a lot of these companies, right, prey on that to some extent because these owners don't know.
Yeah.
So what they do is they pump this value into them and you're going to save all this money and you're going to get all these calls, but the owners aren't mentally ready to do the job. Like,
right.
I mean, we've been around enough owners to know that like they just don't know. And then like, what happens when the phone keeps ringing and you keep getting all these calls? So how do I start recruiting and how do I start doing all that stuff? It's like, I'm already ahead of that going, okay, this is what's going to happen now. So your phone's going to start ringing more because you finally got SEO dialed in and you got PPC dialed in, right? We need to start figuring out vans, bodies, how fulfillment, training, all that stuff. Like, how are you going to now execute on the work that you're now getting?
Well, it's either we need more work or we need more guys to do all the work we have.
Well, that's always the job.
Yeah, it's never equal.
Yeah.
It's never smooth.
No, it's not supposed to be, right? It's just, you got 100 guys or 50 guys and you got to work for 100 guys, right? And then it's like, and then you got 100 guys and you only have work for 50. It's the nature of it's the focus. And it's like, obviously you guys being brothers, like one's focused on one thing, one's focused on another. It's the beauty of like Joe and I.
I was basically recruiting and sales. It's like, all right, I have to recruit. Oh boy, I got to do sales. Oh, got to recruit. Got to do sales.
Yeah. And then you would manage in the back end.
Yeah.
Making sure that he doesn't go off the rails.
Well, it was like, he went off the rails. I got to figure out how to.
Oh, your job is to keep him back on the rails.
Yeah.
Right?
At one point, he told me it was like I was like a tornado, and he was just grabbing the things that were flying out and filing them all.
And you know what though? That's perfectly okay.
It worked really well.
It works really.
And you guys work. It's the same thing with me and my brother. It's literally the same thing with me and my brother. I'm literally out there, and he's organizing the pieces and trying to keep them all together.
It is how you move fast. Yeah.
And who better than your brother to be doing the work?
Yeah, it wouldn't have worked out with anybody else. Because I mean, we could just easily be like, we could flip out and tell each other, go fuck you.
Yeah,
all right, let's go get breakfast.
Yeah. And then
that's it.
And then you're going to dinner.
Easy.
Then you go to dinner.
Yeah.
It's just because you both know the mission.
I remember one time, I think it was McCarthy, and it was when we were working in this building.
Yeah.
And he's like, "You guys, dude, what is going on?" And we're like, "What? We're just talking." He's like, "That was not a talk."
Yeah, well, that's why we could just blast each other, go back and forth, and yeah, you can't do that with someone's not your brother. I don't think.
Find the answer.
Yeah, we both knew what we wanted to. We knew we wanted it to succeed. We knew what we were trying to do. We were trying to find an answer, and we
were trying to get to the solution.
And we just then we had to yell until he figured out that I knew exactly what I was talking about. We had to do it my way, and once he realized that, we can move on.
Yeah, and it's frustration.
It's every time,
and it's you can't. It's okay to blow up with your brother, right?
Yeah,
because the relationship's strong, obviously, right? And then but you guys know the end game, right?
Yeah.
You're just trying to get to the solution to solve the headache.
Yeah.
And then it's on to the next piece.
Yeah. And then if you did that with somebody that wasn't your brother and they're employees, like,
you'd never be able to do that.
They're not going to work here. They don't work there anymore.
No, but there probably are some employees that you guys have had that are close as you guys are.
Yeah.
That you could have that conversation with, that you're like, it's a fucking tight week this week.
Right.
We need some sales to come in.
Well, the guy who's running our company now,
yeah,
Mike, who runs Dwyer, he's the man, right? And you can have real conversations with him. He's a real dude, and he still runs the company. Yeah. And still runs it the way we ran it.
Have you ever talked to Mike? You ever meet Mike? He's the man.
No.
Yeah.
You guys behind blocking. You guys kept him behind the door.
Yeah.
He's got to meet him.
Now he's a good dude. He still runs Dwyer, and
we got to connect you guys.
Yeah.
So he's like my Brian, like Brian back at the shop. Brian bought in full, like all in.
Yep.
It's Addario's.
Yeah.
He just finished writing the book too as well. So,
nice.
Yeah.
So,
cool.
Where are you at these days with Addario? How what percentage of your week is in Addario services, or?
So I am the active sales manager.
Okay.
Right. So I manage the sales team right now, and physically I'm in the office 1 day a week.
Cool.
Tuesday, and it's not even a full day. So I'm there for my sales meeting, my L10 meeting, and then I just kind of stay at the office to kind of see everybody that's there, talk.
But you're not pushing for jobs on the board tomorrow. As a sales manager.
No, that's true.
I called myself a sales manager for years, and I was really just like the best outbounder.
No, and we're talking about right now getting VAs for our salespeople, right? Like assistants.
Nice.
Because like, obviously everyone's like, well, just automate that stuff. It's like, okay, well, we were just talking about this morning is like.
Sounds easy. Yeah, just automate it.
Everything sounds easy.
Yeah,
but then like, here's a prime example. Pat, you go see somebody today, you have a follow-up with them 30 days from now. But if you put them in a automation after you close out the job and they're like, hey, how was the call? What's it go? How can we get you on the board? It's like, I told Pat that to follow up on me in 30 days from now because I'm not ready to make a decision.
Right.
Which then the person that actually liked you when you left now hates the company and you.
Yep.
So we're trying to, that's why the VA would work well.
That makes sense.
We're gonna pilot that one of our top sales guys right now. So.
Listen, I know you said 30 days, but we have an opening tomorrow. This never happens. I can give you a $500 discount. We can get you on the board tomorrow.
It's like, what didn't he recognize that I told him I was going to be away?
Right.
Yeah, you know, so it's just one of those things where it's like, that's where you still need that human touch.
Yeah.
Right? You still need that, you know, somebody's got to read the notes.
Right.
You know? So, yeah. So my week, that's basically it. So like I'm in on Tuesday. My guys still call out to me every single day, every single call. Right. So there's a call tree. Like they have to call me. If I wave them on, they call Joe. If Joe's not available, they call Moran.
So what's your main focus? Trade talks?
You know, it's funny. You can't serve two masters, and I'm kind of stuck in the middle right now.
Yeah.
I don't want to say stuck. Like I know what I need to be doing, but it's like, I'm still a little bit involved in Addario's day-to-day stuff, right?
Right.
Obviously coaching my teams, right? And my people. So like, you know, when I went and did all this training with everybody, you know, I'm like, I'm NLP, become an NLP instructor and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
And then I come back and I'm like, I'm going to teach everybody NLP. And I'm like, wait a minute, I got 40 employees I should be teaching it to first, right? Let me enhance their lives.
Right.
Let's make the tribe stronger, you know?
Yep.
So I started doing that and then got a lot of those guys to where they are now. Brian's like me and Joe's right-hand man, you know? So like when we're not there, he's holding it down.
Cool.
So
you're really one step away from being completely, just like.
What's funny is one of my salesmen said to me, he's like, why haven't you moved to like Florida? You don't really need to be here.
Yeah.
Because
That's not a bad thing.
I mean,
it's a good thing.
No, he's saying to me, he's $5 million salesman. He said to me, he's like, we don't need to see you. We can get on Zoom. We're adult enough. And, you know, but I don't know. I think it's kind of just because I've been doing it for 28 years. It's like, you know, it's, you know.
A lot of free time is not good either.
What's that?
Too much free time is.
I mean, you guys look great. You guys.
You get super jacked,
surfboards,
you serve margaritas, you know. Eventually it gets boring and you got to figure out what to do next.
You got to do something.
Then you got to stop drinking alcohol, no sugar. It's like, oh, okay.
Get that, bro.
You need a purpose. I know that. I'm sure you guys know that now.
For sure.
You guys are fully out, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, so you need to have something to get up for other than just your wife and kids every day.
Yeah.
Like getting them to school, obviously a blessing. And was your father able to do that stuff for you guys when you were kids?
We had a great family and a great father. My dad's the man, but my dad left the house at 5 a.m, got home at 7:30 at night.
That was my dad.
Yep.
So we didn't see it.
Yep.
Like
But
my father driving me to school. My father, I bust my father's balls all the time. I'm like, yeah, by the way, this is where I graduated high school. This is you in the picture. You know? You know?
Right.
Just so, but it's hard work, right?
Hard work, and dude, he never called
6.5 days a week.
He didn't call out for 26 years, you know? It's still that.
Never late, never called out.
Yeah. So like
all our work ethic comes from him for sure.
it's my mother and father. Like they're like old school. Like my father's like, you go to the gym, I just go to work.
Yeah.
And I work hard.
Yeah.
You know, so like, you know, I'm not faulting him. He gave us our fathers gave us the hard work ethic, right?
I was thinking about this yesterday. Like my goal is I want to be as good as what my dad was to us, but I want to continue that trajectory. I don't want to like build myself up and catch up and be like, all right, cool, I got there. I want to take where we were and just keep going. And then I want my kids to continue on that uphill trajectory.
Well, that's America. That's what America's supposed to be. You know, every generation is supposed to, your goal is to set your kids up to be a little better than you are. And that's how that's America.
Yeah. Like your job as a dad is to be your kid's biggest fan. Right. And literally push them. And my father sacrificed self to put me in a position, and my family, my sister, my brother Joe, my brother David, like put us in the best position possible. Right. And now I tell him, I said, Dad, you don't need to come to work anymore. He's like, what are you trying to kill me? Your mother will have me in a grave in 3 months. Every day. He's still at the shop.
Is he? Nice.
That's all.
In the warehouse or something?
He's in the commodities business. That's what he likes to tell everybody.
Yes.
Making sure the scrap's all organized, running errands, picking up checks, doing all that stuff. Usually driving everybody fucking crazy. And then he leaves at like 2:00 in the afternoon. And then they're like, why do you let him come into work?
See, there'd be times where I'd be in the dumpster. It's just random. But in the dumpster with garbage bags that we sent out with the jobs that had perfectly good material in there. And I'm like, what am I doing? I'm in the dumpster picking out
That's my
90s and stuff.
No, that's my.
But it would drive me crazy. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, that's
here?
a lot.
I would do it every
That's
month or two.
That's my father. These
Yeah.
guys. Blah, blah. I'm like, Dad.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is he'd bring the trucks in and do inventory on the truck, and whatever they were complaining about. And the one team, he made them pull everything off. They were so pissed off. They're the bullshit ball. Dude, the guy had like 4 buckets he had more black fittings than you would need in 10 years of work.
But we're going by them every single time.
But you're buying them every single time. And
Yeah.
It's easier to go to the supply house than it is.
He was like, I need all those. I dumped them on the floor, like in the warehouse. I was like, you need all these? Look, dumped the whole thing out. I was like, do you need all these?
You need 85
Like,
inch and a half 90s.
All capacitors. How many capacitors do you need in a truck?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And which ones are old and which ones are new
Yeah.
at this point.
That's funny.
Yeah. So, yeah. And my dad still comes to work every single day.
That's awesome.
Every single day. He actually takes Mondays off now. But he still comes in.
What do you do? Like that's not work. What do you do for fun? What hobbies do you have? We never talked about that. I know you work and you write books and you coach guys and
You should work on stand-up or something.
Yeah, right.
you ski or
You're going to play the video? You're play the video.
Hell yeah. We could talk about that.
he's like,
We could talk about the video a little bit.
Don't get me.
wait, what video? What video? Which one?
The one trick to get out of a truck video that you guys have saved.
Yeah.
I sent it to me on a random day. Like this cracked me up. I'm like, but you guys, like, here's me at 21. That's why when they put me on that call, I had maybe a couple drinks in me before that call. They just literally asked me a minute before the call, like, can you hop on? I'm like, yeah. I can't understand it. So like, it's just natural progression. If you're good, you got to get out of the truck. And this is what I have a new coaching client, literally started me February 1st. He's already hired 2 guys and he's buying his second van. And it's not even 60 days. Yeah. And it just started with his belief. He just didn't. I'm like, you did $1 million last year with you and help him.
Yep.
I'm like, you can afford to hire a guy.
That is a great video. I forgot about that. You're what the fuck? You're just
like,
blasting.
If you can't figure it out after 20 years in business, you're still in the truck. Then
you told them they had to work at McDonald's.
Go work at McDonald's. But like, I don't know if you're that good, which like you just can't keep up with the work.
By the way, when you said that, I'm on the other side of the computer going like this.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
This totally makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, it did. And the only reason why I would say that is because like at 21, I'm literally 21 years old, living in my mother's basement, paying $600 a month for rent, which I would go back and do anytime because she cooked, cleaned.
Right.
I come in at 11 o'clock at night. She's like, let me make you something to eat. I'm like, yes.
Did she do the laundry?
What's up?
Did she do the laundry?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Dude, my wife went away 3 weeks ago for a week.
Yeah.
And I had a whole list of stuff. I'm like, bro, I'm going to bang stuff out. I had like DMV stuff, blah, blah, blah. Bro, I did laundry all day long.
Yeah.
For like 7 days straight. So now when she got home, I've been doing laundry. And now that she's home, I'm still doing it all day. I'm like, she should not have to do all this laundry.
Just not hire somebody, please. Will you? For crying?
Well, yeah, but they don't, it comes back like cardboard. They shrink everything. Everything is like, no.
Have them come to your house and wash it in your own thing. Like,
I say that. I think she takes pride in her laundry, you know?
So, yeah. But it's, I don't know, dude. Like, I just, for me, it just never computed. It's natural progression, right?
Yeah. There's people that are asking for help. And then when you offer it, they just want to stay in their comfort zone. So sometimes they need to be like smacked around a little bit. It's like, yo, you have to rip the Band-Aid off. Otherwise, I can't come on a call again a month from now and have the same conversation. This is driving me nuts.
Clearly, I didn't know how to get what I know. I didn't know it at that point in time, right? So like, but now I know it usually starts with the belief issue, right? So that the 4 cornerstones, that's obviously how my book ended up from coaching with all these people. The first cornerstone's belief, right? Yeah. So like, there's a belief issue. And literally, when I taught the 4 cornerstones to my new coaching client, I'm like, you have a belief issue, but this guy runs Ironmans, trains for all these type of like ultra marathons. I'm like, you're not going to sit home idle when you put a guy in a truck with your help. Like, you're going to go find more work, right? Or you're going to realize all the calls that you were missing. Yeah. Right. So it just started with that. And then instantly so that new technology, right? So you guys, so when the Apple Vision glasses came out, you guys know what those are? Yeah. Right? I'm getting these for you have them?
No, they creep me out though.
No.
I never know who's wearing them. I can't say anything anymore.
They're awesome. Right? So I'm like, I'm going to get these for my technicians. And then I'm going to sit a guy in a room like we're in right now. And he's going to have screens all over and he's going to be able to see everything that's going on with his guys. Okay?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, wait, because you can see my hands. Okay? You can see what I'm working on. I can send you a text message and you can click on it And you can open the text message up with a YouTube video and you can be watching the YouTube video. I can be FaceTiming with you and I can see what you're touching.
It's like Ratatouille.
Dude, it's
Ratatouille.
It's with your right hand here.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're definitely a dad.
That's my favorite.
You're
movie.
definitely a dad.
Dude, you ever see Ratatouille?
Yeah,
Best movie.
absolutely. I got 4 kids.
So did you have this set up with the screen?
No, so the hurdle that I couldn't get over at the time was the glasses are literally solid glass. They're just glass, right? So like they're also $4,000.
Jeez.
Right at the time, this was a couple of years ago. So I'm like, how am I gonna like get these things in the field without them getting scratched or broken or dropped and all this other
You're like, it's the emergency switch. The emergency switch is off.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, right.
So now my newest thing is not, you don't need those. You can get the Ray-Ban Meta glasses.
What does Pat have?
That's what he had.
The Ray-Ban Meta.
So I have them, right? So a couple of my guys.
They can live stream. They'll live stream.
So you can through WhatsApp or FaceTime.
By the way, are these them right here?
No,
Right
those are
here?
not.
Boom.
Those are my Tom Ford Look Smart glasses. I actually have them. I was going to wear them. Those are my Tom Ford glasses.
Looking good.
I want to look smart. Wicked smart. So you put those Ray-Ban Meta glasses on, and you can now go on WhatsApp. And if I'm your manager, and I'll share with you what happened New Year's Eve. You know, like my brother happened to be on a call with a guy New Year's Eve, and my brother can see everything that's going on in the job, right? He goes, "What's that over there?" It ended up being like a power vented unit off of a boiler. And he looks at it, he goes, "It's junk." He goes, "Why?" Because I know, because it's not turning on X, Y, whatever it was. We literally condemned the boiler a couple hours before New Year's Eve and then sold the boiler basically at midnight. And I'm like, this is it. We got to get these, we got to get that. You can literally amass an army with Meta glasses and then have a veteran in a room that's now, as long as these guys go through some sort of HVAC school,
Right.
like, just what I need.
Did you have kickback with guys? Like, hey, put these glasses on when you're on the job?
Yeah.
Are you getting like guys who are like, oh, what the fuck?
No. So
You have a good culture.
No, so one of our guys actually had them himself. That's how it happened.
Oh, nice.
So I'm like, and I knew it, but like the glass is only like $400, $400, right?
Yeah.
So like, you don't, I mean, we buy tools that are $6,000 for these guys, right? But like the glasses are perfect and they just wear them all day long, right? So long story short, we just started buying pairs now for the guys in the field because now we can see what they see. My sales guys have them, right?
No,
that's cool. Yeah, now they can call, instead of walking around going, "Okay, Joe, yeah." No, they just put them on, call them through WhatsApp, and boom. And now we can see everything.
Wow.
Go back there. No, go over here. All right, yep.
And it picks up volume, obviously, right?
Everything. And the volume only goes, it's directed to your ear so that the homeowner doesn't actually have to hear it.
Can you go earbud? Like,
you probably could. I would think so. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
But you can't hear, even if it's with it on, you can barely hear what we're saying anyway. So.
Right.
But because it's bone connection.
All right. Tell them you give them a free UV light.
Yeah.
See what
like
I said.
It's just one of those things. Like it's the technology. This is what kids are going to be like. This is how a kid's starting a business right now.
Yeah.
You know, and then everything's available on YouTube. And if they don't know how to do something, they can click on it. How do I replace this? How do I repair that? Like everything's available now.
It is crazy. And the way, like, that's how he learned HVAC, like without him being in the field. When I first got in the field, I had the book, the big fat book. And then somebody would take out a capacitor and I'd be like, what the hell is that? Can I have that? I'd take the old one. I'd go home and read every chapter that had to do a capacitor. Now you just watch a 3-minute short and you know everything about capacitors.
And people learn, a lot of people learn visual. Most people are visual people, right?
Yeah.
Visual learners. So like that's what you want, right?
Yeah.
So
as crazy as it sounds, I went on a couple service calls like on a weekend when just nobody was available, all based off of YouTube, just watching YouTube for, months before that.
Yeah.
But I, troubleshot what? Like 4 or 5.
Yeah, he went to 3 units, condemned all 3 and sold 3 units.
Yeah.
I like it. No, he
I did a gas valve. I did an inducer motor. I did a pressure switch, the tube. I was like, hell yeah, I'm
now
on it.
imagine going there with the glasses. He's in the backdrop.
Right.
Walking you because he can see your hands.
Yep.
Like normal because it's all video, and the only one that can hear him is you.
Yeah.
And then all the homeowner hears is you arguing with somebody that's not there.
Is he talking to? Yeah, but like this is where the industry's going.
Yeah, it's
This
great.
is where
It's really cool, man. It's very interesting.
Just think about the things that we talk: AI phones, AI chat. the automations, the glasses, like there's a lot of stuff happening right now, dude. So like that's exciting to me.
Yeah.
Right. Cause
Cool.
I like that challenge, you know, and innovation. I'm a tech guy. I love fucking tech.
Dude, I feel like the markets are even like behind, lagging what you know, because the whole market with AI is like, all right, how is this going to be profitable? And once that starts coming around, you know, but you're on the ground, you know why it's going to be profitable, what's going to happen, and what the uses are for these. Okay, cool glasses. Well, what's the use of them? Well, there you go.
Back in 2005, I think it was 2005, I had brought a consultant in to do some stuff, and he had told me about how Walgreens, they had just worked with Walgreens to get, Walgreens doesn't have to have pharmacists in every branch. They have pharmacy techs, and then they have pharmacists watching the branches.
Oh, nice.
So I was like, this is like when GPS and truck tracking had come out. So every truck had a modem. So I'm literally buying spy cameras, zip tying. This is how far back I'm not even joking around when I tell you this. Zip tying a 9-volt battery to the side of a pair of safety glasses with a spy camera that would wirelessly transmit to the modem so that I could see all the guys in the field.
Hilarious.
This is literally 2006, 20 years ago.
You invented it.
I'm not even joking around.
You invented AI.
Already in my, no, it was already in my head of like, this is where the industry is going to go. 20 years ago.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You invented the internet?
No, you fucking ass.
Yo, so the 4 cornerstones, belief, knowledge, consistency, and results. Yo, what made you write this book?
So I've coached with a lot of people. Obviously, you guys know that. Some of the coaches we were in with together. And then I had gone off and coached with other people. And I kind of, like Tony Robbins talks about it, and going to become an NLP instructor, like I learned, like there's these fundamentals, these foundational stones, like that when you have these things in place, you really can't get stuck. Because when you just ask, is it a belief issue? And like if you pause, you're like, it's usually a belief issue, right? But then you're like, no, it's definitely not a belief issue. I know I can grow this business. Okay, so you sound confident. Mentally, you checked in, but then you don't know how to get there. So then it becomes a knowledge issue, which is second cornerstone, right? You don't have the knowledge on how to get there. So once I can start having conversations with people, I can put them in different buckets and know where I need to be working with them, right? So like, once I know belief solid, then you can get to, okay, do you know what to do? The answer is no. Or like, I don't know what to do next. Okay, so it's the knowledge thing. You don't know how to figure out which piece to move, right? So then now I can teach you the fundamentals to the point where these 4 cornerstones create independent people. And I don't think they're really taught in coaching organizations because, and I shouldn't say I don't think that, I have never really seen them taught, and I was in a few of them, because it creates independent thinkers, right? And most organizations want you to stay there forever, right? Because it's like being on medicine, right?
Yeah.
They don't want to cure it. They want to treat it. Right. So once you know these 4 cornerstones, I don't give a shit whatever you give me a scenario and we can run it in there, right? So then, once we get the belief solid, and then we talk about your knowledge, like, do you know what to do? Do you know which levers to pull at the times? Once we teach you that stuff, then it just becomes consistently doing that.
Which is now the problem is inconsistency.
Consistency is the largest bucket of people where people die.
Yep.
Everybody knows how to get healthy, believes they want to be healthy, but don't.
Consistency.
They just don't go to the gym consistently or don't eat consistently well.
So number 4 is results. You think inconsistency is a result of not knowing or believing the result?
So once you run the play through those first 3 cornerstones, right, you get a result. The whole point of the result is to calibrate on what you get, right? So it's what they say, shoot, aim, fire, so something like that. It's like it's ready, aim, shoot. I'm saying it wrong, but anyways, by the time you just got to keep going at it, right? And the more times you go at it, by the time somebody's trying to figure out the perfect thing to do, like I said before, one thing about me is I didn't know what to do all the time, but I was very decisive. I would just make a decision and I would go at it fast. And then by the time you had got out of the gate, I had already messed it up so many times that I fixed it. That's the result, right? So I believed in myself, some to the point, like I was just dumb. I was like, I think I can do this, right? I had enough knowledge. I was very consistent. That was always like, that would help me really well. And then the result, by the time I got the result, I've always calibrated and then ran it through. And once you start getting good results, it reinforces the belief, right? Which then buys you more time to grab more knowledge. And then the passion just starts to go faster and faster and faster and faster. So the result is the piece that you get and you go, okay, what does this look like? Is this the result I want? Yes. Okay. Well, then we got to do more of it.
Right.
If it's not the result you're looking for, then you have to go back through. Is it lack of consistency? Is it a knowledge-based issue? Or do I actually not believe that I can do what I can do?
How often and how do you handle a client who gets through the belief and then they get the knowledge and then they lack consistency and then just find something else? So I feel like that's a big issue, right? So let me just start something new. All right, now I'm going to do this. Yeah. I believe in this. I start training for it. I get ready. I'm going to implement this. I'm not consistent. That goes away. Yep. Here's a nice shiny new thing. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that is like a cycle. A lot of people get stuck.
Yeah, I call it the open loop syndrome.
Open loop syndrome.
Open loop syndrome. You don't finish anything. You got a bunch of open tabs. Nothing's ever completed.
Right.
Right. There was one of our events actually. Excuse me. I think it was the first event. Remember, I told you there were two guys that had bowed out at the fourth refueling station.
Yep.
One of them was a gentleman by the name of Kevin. And on Sunday, after the event's done, we kind of get back, and it's called an after action report. Kind of gives everybody time to reflect on what they learned. And this guy's like 6'4", 270 pounds, monster, right? And we're sitting at picnic tables, and he grabbed the picnic table, and you saw a tear come down. He had sunglasses on. You saw a tear start to come down. And I thought he was going to literally break the 2x8 off the picnic table, right? And he says, how many times have I been that close?
Yeah.
And not known it and gave up.
Yeah.
Right. My job as a coach is to get them through that last 5%. And being a coach long enough and coaching guys, right?
Yep.
Like I'm like, this is the time where you got to dig in because you're right there.
Yep.
Right. And I sat with both of them before they decided to bow out. And I'm like, dude, we have to be right there. Like, you got to just push through. It's the darkest hour. This right when you want to give up is when the party starts.
Did you have any inclination of how much time could have been left?
No.
So you had and that was your first time doing it. So never in your head did you think, oh, I mean, I would think you would probably break it down and going, okay, this is the fourth station. Each station's probably the same. We probably have between 3 and 4 to go to get 4 to the end or something.
Yeah.
And it's 5 minutes later.
Yeah. Literally, we had to walk down a hill, however long that took. And honestly, the worst, all you want to do is stop and take a break. But the worst thing you can do is stop and take a break. You know why? Because restarting sucks.
Yeah.
You've all gone to the gym, right? You're in a groove. I hurt my back 2 weeks ago, right? And then I took 2 weeks off, and just the hardest part was just that one day getting back to the gym. And then once I was back in, I'm like, all right, I'm good.
That's it.
Because you love it too.
Yeah.
I have the same problem where it's like, I should do this way more.
Yeah.
It's the start.
Anything to kick you out, especially with like jujitsu, which I don't really train much anymore. But like if you get sick, if you're 3 days a week at jujitsu, you're killing it. You get better so much faster. If you get sick for a week, just that 1 week is so much harder to get back in.
Yeah. So I still train martial arts to this day. And yeah, I don't go to many classes. I do a lot of privates because it fits in my schedule better. And it's like I'm only going 1 day a week now, right?
What do you do? What martial art do you do?
Kempo karate.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm 2nd degree black belt. My son him and I both tested. That's a whole nother story for another time. You know, you get a 19-year-old son testing with you who wants to be a man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. No, not hell yeah. That kid, his bones are made of cement.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was kicking the crap out of me. And
that happens. There's a point in everybody's life where that happens. We're like, all right, my son's going to beat me up now.
Yeah. So it's just these things that you just walk through, and the consistency of just training, right? If I miss a week, and I'm only going 1 day a week for an hour.
Right.
If I miss a week, it's almost like, you're like, what do I do with my arms? Like, it's like you were just saying, it's like going 3 days a week, you're killing it. You miss 1 week, you get back on the mat, you're like, what am I supposed to do with my legs? Like, what am I supposed to do? And it's in there. It's filed away in your unconscious mind. So yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. Why did you start Trade Talks? You got this big company. It's growing like crazy. You got a ton of people. I mean, most people can't even handle a small company. At what point were you like, all right, I'm also going to do this now?
Yeah.
You go through.
Yeah.
There he is.
You're good.
It's like the Wizard of Oz. Don't look behind the
Edit that out. Edit that. So what made me start Trade Stock? So coaching group that I was in decided that they were going to sell.
Yep.
It just, at that point in time, it wasn't the same. Yep. Right? Like, it was like Fight Club for business owners, if you can kind of wrap your brain around that. Yeah. And I was at the beginning stages of that. So like literally in a yard, boxing gloves, beating the crap out of each other, learning a lot of cool business shit, going home. It was awesome. Like I would literally travel down to New Jersey. 15, 16, 17, 18 times a year.
Wild.
Yes. To the point where my wife asked me if I had a family down here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
No kids.
Yeah.
So it's just when that sale happened, it just kind of, it like
cool.
Came
it was
up.
natural. Yep. That makes sense.
And, you know, I was very unhappy that happened. Right. But I know now that if that didn't happen, I wouldn't be sitting here in front of you coaching right now. I'd probably still be a general coaching.
That makes sense.
Right.
That totally makes sense. Yeah.
You know, so like,
just natural timing.
What's that?
There was like a little bit of a void. You just filled the void and you said, I'm just going to do this myself now.
I heard from so many people, like I get so much from the coaching that I was delivering weekly, right? Yep. We've had multiple conversations about this stuff. And, you know, I'm like, wait, there's something to this. Like, and a lot of coaching organizations have a lot of good stuff, but they don't have the consistent delivery of the piece week in and week out, week in and week out, like all the time.
Yep.
There you go.
Oh,
Skinny.
That's a little bit of
nice. But and honestly, I think that's the beauty of what I'm doing right now is that I'm coaching these guys on a regular basis. So I'm coaching them, I'm teaching them leadership, but then we're talking about it every Friday. I'm teaching them sales, talking about it every Friday. And I'm teaching them marketing, and we're talking about it every Friday. So it's not you're going to an event, and this is the distraction, right? They go to Vegas, they go to Tennessee, going to someone's mansion, you know, and they learn something, but then there's no follow-up after, right? And we were in, we were a product of that week in and week out diligence, that cadence,
follow-up,
the cadence. Like it's, you know, you guys, I love the fact that, like, remember we talked about, like, when you schedule one appointment, you schedule the spring tune-up, like a dentist and a doctor every 6 months, right? You do not leave. You guys literally called me. You're like, dude, that was gold right there. And I'm like, awesome. Like, and that I realized that teaching people was a real big passion.
I was just at the dentist last Wednesday.
Yeah, you don't get to leave.
An appointment in September.
Yeah, like, you don't get to leave.
Yeah,
and if anybody takes anything away from this call right now, if you could implement that one technique relieves a lot of stress from you as a business owner through the shoulder seasons.
Yeah,
because you're already scheduled and you can just work, right?
No.
Yeah, that's a big one. Forgot about that. That was cool though. You were our coach. I mean, we were through Mike A, and Mike's the man. Mike changed our lives, and then you were our Friday general, which was for a long time.
I was the reinforcement.
Yeah.
Like we went and learned a lot of shit, but then I was commissioned to reinforce it week in and week out, and then talk about the other stuff. Like, you know, when we would go to the events, like by the end of day one, you'd be in overload mode.
Yeah.
Your eyes would glaze over, and a lot of the stuff, a lot of the good stuff happened, you know, drinking a coffee, you know, eating an orange. Like, you had to get out of the room and kind of be like, what the hell did I just learn?
Yeah.
You know, like what did you do?
Right.
You know, like, and honestly, and there was a couple of guys in the group that, I got 182 takeaways to get, you know, I'm like, dude, go in those things and give me the top 3 you're going to implement when you go home. Because 180 cards or 80 something cards, you're not going to do anything with.
Right.
You know,
it was almost like those weekly calls were like you just talking everybody off a cliff. Like, all right, like from jumping off a cliff. It's like, all right, settle down. Yeah. Let's focus on 1 or 2 things this week. Yeah. You know,
like, I'm the guy you want clipping the bomb wire. Yeah. Right? I was cool.
Yeah.
I just, you know, I mean, I look cool on the outside, but my brain's going like,
you were great, dude. You were really good. You definitely kept everybody in line for sure.
Yeah. Like, when I run an event and we have 15, 20 people in the room, I have to manage all of my energy, all of their energy. And I'm getting employee feedback, owner feedback, manager feedback. And I'm having to think as an owner, think as an employee, think as a manager, like all of these different layers of stuff. Like, to the end, like we'll do a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday event. By the time Sunday comes, I'm fucking wasted.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah. Because you're on my feet for teaching and coaching and talking. Like, at the end of every day, I literally just vanish like a ghost.
Dude, we were just attending a 3-day warrior event. By the end, we were shot. They were long days. And we were just sitting there learning.
And I don't want to make it sound like you guys got it easy, but we would do a week. Like I would travel down, train on Monday night at Mike's dojo with him, 2-3 hours at a time, right? After I just drove 6 hours.
Well, you guys used to beat the shit out of each other, right?
No, this is before the events even happened. The event would start on Tuesday. Monday, I would literally drive down 5-6 hours, depending on what it is, go straight to his dojo, and we would train 2-3 hours with each other and whatever it was, whoever it was there. And then it would start Tuesday morning, and we would literally go 12, 1. I posted that picture of Wawa's, like the guys that are commenting on that shit, like, it would be 2 a.m. We would be amped up. And like, I'm like, who's eating fucking meatballs from a Wawa? Like, first of all, you know, at a gas station, you know, like what Italians eating, like everyone's
gross.
Like, and I'm like, no.
Dude, the Wawa meatballs are so gross.
No, I mean, like, look, at 2 o'clock in the morning, you're eating whatever the hell you get.
At 2 in the morning, they're delicious.
Just so my mother knows, I never ate any meatball subs from a gas station.
Directly into the camera.
Yeah, she'll kill me. Yeah, sure.
But having a coach is so important. And I don't think everyone realizes, and it's not just HVAC, every industry has coaches that specialize in that industry. And having you guys kind of on our side through that, there's no way we would have done what we do without a coach, you know? So I think that's a big deal. I don't think everybody understands that. I mean, I still have a Tony Robbins coach. Do you have a coach still or?
So I'm not actively coaching with anybody right this second, but like I was coaching my last coach that I have been working with for the last year and a half, Dr. John DiMartini.
Oh, he's the man. That call that we were on a couple years ago.
Yeah.
That was like, this is
so like that.
Talk about clarity. He like laid out the clarity path of like how you should be thinking about everything. He talked about your finances.
It doesn't make a difference whether it's finances or business or fitness. Like that call in itself, like he's awesome.
I feel like that was a big part of it. Like you have to get clear on your stuff, right? Wasn't that basically the whole
get it out of your head, get it on paper, and then start putting things next to it. Like what is the lowest producing thing on that thing that you should not be doing? Right? Let's get it off. Delegate it.
Yeah.
Right. But like, so I've been pretty much studying a lot of the stuff that he does. That guy's on a whole nother planet, dude.
Yeah.
Like the stuff he knows. Like I went 7 or 9 straight days with him, 12, 14 hours a day. He talked for 14 hours a day.
It was that in a class or just one-on-one?
On Zoom.
Oh, one-on-one.
No. It was a group
group
training, right? It was like 7. I was either 7 or 9 day training. And
that's crazy.
Dude, I'm exhausted listening to him.
Yeah.
He's teaching it. Guy's a machine.
Yeah.
Machine. I literally, like, I had to stand up. Like, he sat, and by the way, he's traveling. He lives on
a yacht, right? Yeah.
No, he lives on it. No, it's not a yacht.
Yeah.
It's basically like a cruise ship that billionaires live on.
Yeah.
Called the World. It's nuts. The guy.
It's like a floating hotel or something, like a floating townhouse or whatever.
I went and had dinner with him.
Yeah.
I flew out to California, had dinner with him, with a bunch of other students that he teaches. And dude, like the guy, TD Ameritrade, Wall Street Journal, these people live on the ship and they just get off, fly somewhere, go do what they need to do. Like we watch Netflix. They have people like Trump's right-hand person before he's getting, sworn into office. They pay him whatever. And he zooms in and you got billionaires sitting in an auditorium on a ship, or it goes into an archive and you can watch it.
Yeah.
That's their Netflix. They're not watching Breaking Bad.
Yes.
They're not watching these guys like
just watching content.
Serious stuff.
Yeah.
They're like, because they got to know these are the guys that pull all the levers. These are the guys that pull all the levers in the world. Like, these heavy hitters, dude. And he's the most humble guy. He's just a normal dude.
Right.
He puts his pants on this. My father says he just puts his pants on the same way we do every single day.
What's his background?
DiMartini's?
Yeah.
He was a chiropractor, dude.
Really?
So Joe Dispenza.
Yeah.
Right? So
me and you did that. That 11-week thing was awesome.
Yep. So Joe Dispenza, chiropractor.
Yep.
I'm starting to think I need to become a chiropractor. Like all these brilliant people.
Oh, really? He was a chiropractor.
All these brilliant people are chiropractors.
You understand the system of the body, then you understand the system of all things. Maybe that's what it is.
Dude, it's nuts.
Dude, that training we did was awesome. That 11-day Joe Dispenza training.
Yeah.
That was the deepest meditation. I got so deep into meditation. Usually there's a thing in meditation where there it is, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right? I remember going, there it is. And it's still here. And I'm saying there it is. I was so deep. It was the craziest thing ever.
When's the last time you've done any like Dispenza? Like, have you gone to any of his retreats?
No, I do Wim Hof breathing. That's my only meditation I do right now is Wim Hof. And I don't even know if it's considered meditation, but I do that 4 or 5 times a week.
Yeah. So I had Dan Brule. You guys know who he is?
Dan Brule?
Yeah, Dan Brule. Look him up. He's actually from Massachusetts. He is the man who brought box breathing to the Navy SEALs.
How'd you spell Burley?
Oh, you asking him?
Yeah. Let's see.
What he's trying to say.
I'm not telling you on national TV.
Did you put a little slash over the E?
My spelling is so bad.
Okay.
So bad.
That's okay.
I don't care.
Okay. It's got washboard F's. It's all that matters.
So we were in Costa Rica not too long ago, and I went to a breathing class. And there was something before the class, she goes, and she did this with her hands. She's like, if you lock up, that's okay, breathe through it. So it's just in, out, and it's an hour long. And afterwards, she called me out. She's like, do you do other breathing? She said, do you do Wim Hof breathing? I said, yeah. So I was like holding my breath in between. Dude, I locked up. It was the most amazing thing ever. I don't know what the hell it was, but she knew it was going to happen. Yeah. And it was absolutely crazy. So breathing is like, it's got to be the best thing for you, box breathing.
So Dan's book is called Just Breathe. And he's kind of like the godfather of breathing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I thought I was going to die. She didn't say that before, I thought I was dying. I thought I was having like a heart attack or something. I was jammed up. And she's like, just wait. And I was laying there and I was just wiggling. I had to wiggle my finger to make sure. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah. So Dan came and spoke with our group. So like, you're not just learning the stuff that we teach is not just business stuff. It's life stuff too as well. That's obviously why the Cornerstone, the first volume is life, right? Because like you can't, if there's so much shit going on outside of work, work is just like a multiplier, right? Yeah. So like you get in a fight with your wife and you bring it to work and it's fucking 100 times more like stress.
You got to get your life together
for sure
in order to like operate at the level that you probably want to operate at. You have work.
Integrate life and business. You can't be one guy in work, one guy at home. You just have to be the guy.
Yeah.
Right. And when you integrate that side, you can be who you need to be. Right. So like we're always talking about like polar extremes. Like here's my work life and here's my home life. Right. But the reality is it's the amount of energy you expend to get from one side to the other exhausts you. Yeah. Right. When you can stay in the center, right? From we call it the pendulum. When you can stay in the center, right? You can be this guy really easy, or you could be this guy really easy. It's not this massive shift right to the other. And like living a polarized life is just exhausting for that person, whoever or whatever it is. Like you can't always be good. There's always some area of your life that's bad, right? And you can't always be bad. There's always areas to be good.
Yeah.
Because life is always life-seeking balance, right? That's what it's all about. So
that's a good quote.
That's the seven pillars, part 2, the 7 pillars of life mastery.
Yeah. So once you start to understand the 4 cornerstones, then there's the 7 areas of life. And I learned this from DeMartini, right? So you got physical, vocational, spiritual, mental, financial, family, and social, right? So like, and then we do this wheel. Like, where do you rate yourself? Right. You guys have all done that wheel exercise, right?
Wheel.
You got your book. It's right here. There you go.
The well-being wheel.
Yeah. There you go. All right. So is that the training you were just on?
No, this is something I've been using for years. It's just a weekly planner.
Yeah.
Boldly, they're actually out of business, and I called, and they're like, "Oh, we don't have that book anymore, but we have some laying around." I was like, "Oh, just send me everything you have." Bro, but it breaks down. It's the whole week. It's the best planner ever.
Yeah. So we do this at leadership, where you just like, because as a leader, you're responsible for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Right. It's not just your wife and kids anymore. You're now responsible for somebody else's wife and somebody else's kids. And when you grow the business, and you guys have been there, you're responsible for a lot of wives, a lot of kids, a lot of husbands, a lot of families, and then you got your suppliers. And like, we do an exercise where we talk about like, that people will say things like, "Oh, how much change can I make?" And I'm like, well, when you do well, you spend money with 2 or 3 extra people. And then you're able to bless their family and they're able to go do things. And you don't realize the impact one person can have until you start doing that, and you go down a line. And this person goes and gets their nails done that couldn't afford to get their nails done because you're doing your job better. Yeah. And then before you know it, the lady that didn't have these customers as a nail technician, she's able to now go on vacation with her family. And it's like, you don't realize the impact you have until we start doing the exercise. But like at our leadership training, we go through these, we do the wheel, we do the 7 areas of life, because they have to start understanding where they're at. It's not about like, oh, you suck. It's just once you start to know where you're at, then you can start making improvements.
Yeah. The why almost comes together. Once you start listening to stuff like that, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, and
major impact on it.
And you guys have you trained with DiMartini?
No,
you have, right?
I was on that call one time.
So like you have to, once you understand your highest values, your 3 highest values, right? Then you can start connecting the 3 highest values to all of those areas of life. And that's when it's like rocket fuel. It's like rocket fuel. So like my 3 highest values are grow myself, grow others, build wealth, right? So training, doing this, that's growing me, right? Growing others will be this getting sent out to people on the internet and people reaching out to me, like I can help them grow. Like, hey, this was really meaningful, thank you, right? And then build wealth, right? Like you want to build wealth for your family and stuff like that.
Buy the book.
Come train with me, right? Like that's what it comes down with. That's what it comes down to. But once you understand your 3 highest values, that obviously something I learned from DiMartini as well, is like that there. I never knew that those are my 3 highest values. Like you kind of know, like helping others is like, I think that's what but I don't want to be told what to do, but like, I don't want to be told that should be my passion. But once I went through his values determination tool, that literally just changed the game for me. And now I have my management team on it, right? So when you start able to understand their 3 highest values, you can start linking their responsibilities and how this company and the team play a part in serving their values, right? So it's called linking their values to their responsibilities and their.
I went through an exercise one time with one of our CSRs. She at like a meeting and she sold like 100 memberships in 1 month over the phone.
Imagine.
And it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
And so she got, spiff money for selling the memberships. But then I also broke it out in front of everybody with her there. Like this is the economy that she helped build within our company. Because it was like each membership is either whatever, 6 visits, 10 visits, whatever. And the percentages of what the conversion rates are, what flips are going to be. Now the sales guys getting commission off sales. The installers are installing these jobs. I said, just from this 1 month of her selling 100 memberships, it created like whatever the number was, like $104,000 worth of commutative work for the company over the course of the next couple months or the next couple years. Yeah, it was cool.
100 memberships to 200 visits every year.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, then you have your KPIs off that, conversion rates, average tickets, flips, all that stuff. Yeah. Just how much more work that creates for everybody else. It's awesome.
Plus she was making so much money.
Yeah.
She was CSR.
Was their motivation money though? That was what came to mind.
I don't know, but she liked it.
Yeah.
Everybody loves the money.
Yeah.
But what did that money, what was she able, like, what is, like, it's like, why are we all in business? Everybody says money. It's not money. It's freedom.
Right.
It's freedom. Right. It's what money brings.
Then when you get all that freedom, you're like, oh, wait.
Yeah.
Now,
wait a minute. No.
And it comes to the whole nother set of responsibilities. That's what people don't recognize. Right. So I wonder if it was really money or if it was just serving the community. Like, you know what I mean?
I think she's such a good person. She did like what she was doing. And who knows? I mean, I guess if you looked at her conversations, she probably just had good conversations with people,
Yeah. Maybe it was just being of service to other people. Right. And then just the byproduct of that was money.
Yeah.
Right. And who doesn't like that? Right?
Yeah.
So I'd say the same thing. When you do what you do well, same thing we're talking about. How can you be one guy in a truck forever and be the best plumber in the area and not the natural progression is to grow. Right.
Yeah. The mindset of some of those people is crazy too. So they think they just want to do that forever. And then they look at the big companies and they have nothing but bad things to say about, I would never do that. Well, you're going to be in a hole until you're 70 years old.
It's not duplicated. It's not, you're just going to run yourself ragged.
You're right. Yeah. All of a sudden you're going to be 65, 70 years old, still in an attic running a service call.
And then what? Yeah. Then you're gonna say you're too tired and your back's hurting and nobody wants to learn.
Then you have a son you think you're gonna pass it down to, but he doesn't want to do what you do because you were never around, right? So all of a sudden he's not taking the business. So that's worse.
The 4 cornerstones: belief, knowledge, consistency, result. I wrote down tech right underneath it, and it's like they have the knowledge and they have the consistency, but they don't have that belief of, can I build this thing out? Like, can I multiply myself? They just don't think that that's a possibility. No, I got to do it. I got to do it perfect.
Nobody's going to do it as good as me. That happened when I hopped out of the truck and I had my brother Joe. And I used to tell them, he's a far better plumber than me. Trust me. And he's nicer. Everybody loves Joe.
Yeah.
Right. Everybody loved Joe. You know why? Joe didn't have to collect the money.
Right.
I do all the time.
Yeah.
Checks got written to Steve.
Right.
Right. And they were, everybody. I just want to talk to, then it became nobody wanted to talk to me. They all wanted to talk to Joe.
Yeah.
Then we hire the next guy. And then it's like, oh, this guy's really good. And Joe's like, don't worry, he's fine. You know, he learned under me, you know, stuff like that. So it's just, that's what I could never wrap my brain around. Like I was in my 30s and I'm like, I don't understand. Like I was out of a truck within 18 months.
Yeah.
That was it. And I had to be a business owner full time. Like,
well, the cool thing about having your own business is you get to do every position all the way. So your life is constantly changing. You're constantly learning new things. And then I think you get to a point where like, all right, I don't want to be a manager.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And it's very difficult to hire, like, and then I was having a conversation this morning about it. It's like, you know, you have to start hiring managers to manage your people. And it's a difficult thing to do. Like I've trained all of my salespeople, right? I've trained them the 10-step process. I've trained them unconscious mind stuff. Like my people are trained by me. So I kind of like them. They're like my kids, you know what I mean? Like they're all adults, but like I do not want to give them to anybody because that person doesn't have the bandwidth or the capacity of what I have.
Right.
And it's not just unplug it and plug it into somebody's skull. I'm not saying there's no sales manager that could manage them, but like they don't have the connection with them. They're just a different, you know, it's just
sounds like a belief issue.
What's up?
Sounds like a belief issue.
It does sound like a belief issue, right? Yeah. But I enjoy sales.
By the way, our best sales guy who's still there and makes unbelievable money runs your 10-step process.
Are you serious?
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
And you know what? He actually got hired and we pulled him out of the field and into a sales truck because that call I made to you where I was like, all right, what should we do? I routed off like 30 things. And you're like, dude, just hire a sales guy. Get Ed out of sales in the field and just get a sales guy in and then call me back. You were like, call me back in 3 months. Yeah. And that's what we did.
You haven't looked back.
Well, he came to us and he was such a great guy and he was doing such a good job. He was with us for a while and he had a lot of different positions. But he was like, Ed, I really like being here. I love my job, but I want to be in front of people more. I don't want to be in a crawl space all day.
Yeah.
He ended up being the best sales guy ever.
Yeah.
And now it's probably 5, 6, 7 years of sales and he's making hundreds of thousands of dollars.
That was my first call with you. That's the first time I think we ever talked.
Seriously?
Yeah. Hell yeah. It's like 2021.
Good job, Stevie.
Yeah, man. Good job. Yeah.
No, but you guys were great. You guys were great. You guys, of all the people that like were in that group, like you guys took the shit that we talked about and fucking ran with it.
Yeah.
Like when I was talking about like, think like a dentist and doctor's office, like you don't leave the dentist or doctor without your next follow-up.
Yeah.
6 months. Like, and you guys literally like, and I remember you calling. Yeah, we're not allowed to leave a call. It's part of the process now. Like if you go on a service call, you should already be booking spring tune-up, right? And then when you leave the spring tune-up, you should be booking your fall tune-up. And most clients will say, oh, I don't know where I'm going to be in September. No shit. You don't know where you're going to be with your doctor either, but you still make an appointment.
Right.
You know,
we'll figure that out in 6 months, but you're on the board. We'll call you.
Yeah, it's on the board, but if something changes.
So instead of panic mode, it's just maneuver mode. You're just moving. Okay, we got to move her from Tuesday to Thursdays because she's got some, parent teacher conference.
And then with service time, they'll get a notice anyway. Hey, your call's coming up next Wednesday.
I remember that one time somebody was talking about making one of those pull-up banners for like a trade show or whatever.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, I got to talk to this person, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting on the call just, on Zoom, but I'm on my phone on Canva and I texted to you and him or whatever. And you're like, this is what I'm talking about. I already created it for you. He grabbed your logo off the website. It's done.
That's awesome.
Print it.
Action. It's
just
action.
do it.
And you know what? If it sucked, you had something to work with.
Yes, exactly.
Instead of the 45, it's why most business owners, we talked about it before, they're in stall mode. I got to talk to this one and then I got to talk to that one. Just get it.
They're like creating problems.
If it's and nobody calls you, we can throw it the fuck away.
Yeah.
And just build a new one.
Yeah. Stop creating problems in front of yourself.
Yeah. Before you deploy it, give it to me and let's look at it. Have a call to action. What's the layout look like? Is it too busy? Is it not busy enough? And like you guys, I still talk to you. I talk about you guys group today. Like you guys literally took the stuff that we were talking about and just ran with it quick. And you know what? We adjusted. You ran with it quick and we adjusted it even faster.
Well, that's why having a coach company is so great. So we were just implementing. Before CEO Warrior, we were trying to make stuff up. And then we'd go through this whole process and, that doesn't work. That takes 6 months.
Yeah.
Now it's like, here's proven stuff. Just implement it and do the shit.
Take it, implement it. It didn't work. Okay, well, what part of it didn't work? Oh no, the advertising worked.
Yeah.
Your fucking customer service department sucked.
Yeah.
Right? That's where you're getting, and
now fix that.
Get in there.
Exactly.
Get in there and fix it. And I got away from using the word problem. It didn't create new problems. It created new opportunities.
Challenges. Ooh, opportunities.
New opportunities. Because not even, like,
even better
new
than
opportunities, right? Because like the marketing was so good that it created the opportunity of you now having to pay attention to your customer service department.
Yeah.
And your customer service department, them being focused on now and getting better, now created more opportunity for what?
Recruiting.
The recruiting, dispatch, right? So it's just, and like, that's how I look at things now. It took me a while to unprogram myself from saying the problem is, to the opportunity is this now.
Yeah.
And when you start looking at that, why is it happening for me rather than to me?
Yep.
That's a big one.
It's
that,
and I know the word changes,
Yeah.
one word changes you from a victim to a victim.
Yeah, I use that with my kids still. It's not happening to you, it's happening for you. Or I know you don't know, but if you did know, what would it be?
Yeah.
That's I still teach that to this day.
That's the best one.
I still, I know you don't know, but if you did know.
I do it. I actually use it on Friday with, I coach like baseball, like 8-year-olds. And I was like, all right, what's your food? I just was writing on name tags in the beginning of the first practice. What's your name? Okay, what's your favorite food? I don't know. I was like, well, if you did know, what was it? Mac and cheese. Okay, cool. Mac and cheese. There you go.
The whole list was probably mac and cheese and chicken nuggets.
Yeah, it was.
I say that to my kids all the time, and they roll their eyes because they heard it so many times, but they still answer the question.
Yeah, you know why? Because you can't, the unconscious mind's coming to life.
Yeah.
You put the guy asleep in between the conscious and unconscious, and out comes the information. And that's why it works every single time. Even when they know you're going to say it, then what happens is they just give you the answer.
Yeah.
It still works. It doesn't make a difference if you know what's going on.
That's your give me 3 solutions. Come to me. If you have a question, also bring 3 solutions.
Oh yeah, I started doing that. That came from one of you guys. So they just come in with problems, and I wasn't taking problems anymore. I would just say, okay, if you have an issue, come to me with 3 solutions before you come to me. So then they come with 3, and which one do you think is the best? And they pick it. But then they just stop coming to me. Because then they're like, oh, I can just solve this myself.
Because you've empowered them to solve their own problems.
Yeah. I empower them to think for themselves.
Yes. And what's good in that, because then all of a sudden you have this time in your hands. You're like, what am I supposed to do with all this time now? Like, oh, I can be the boss like I'm supposed to, instead of putting fires out all day long. Right? The best thing you could do is say, what do you think we should do?
Yeah.
What do you think we should do? And then if you know it's off track, you say, okay, well, what happens when it goes this way? And kind of just get them back. That's all our job to do as an owner, is to just guide them to where you want them to be. And they have all the information. They know because they're in it all the time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So circling all the way back to AI agents, we were talking about at the very beginning. I wonder if your marketing spend will now significantly go down. Because if you're catching all the fish, it's not like you're spending a bunch of money and some of the fish are falling through the net.
Yeah. So,
those calls are coming in, but they're not being booked. Now every single call is being booked. So it's like, I don't need as many calls or whatever, that balance of.
So here's the difference of having a team and not having a team. So in December, I looked at my team. We're in a level 10 meeting. And I said to them, I'm like, we're going to fucking double next year because we're catching calls. And it wasn't because of the weather. It was literally, we're catching everything.
Yeah.
Like we're booking calls. Like, I'm like, when's the last time we put a toilet in? Like we just weren't getting those calls, or we were, and we just weren't booking them. Right. So
I see you're booking the bigger calls.
We were just trying to get to all the other stuff. So now there's full transparency. We can see all these. I'm like, oh shit. So I said to my team in December, I'm like, we're going to double. Like we need to buckle in. I'm like, all right, what do I need to do? All right. So that's a new problem, a new opportunity for us. Right. So I'm like, all right, recruiting's got to get back turned on.
Yep.
Rocks. I got to start thinking like that. Right. In growth mode. Got a couple of CSRs that are, older. Right.
How many people are in the office right now? Now that you've kind of
4.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking around.
Really?
I'm not joking.
Wow.
And that's CSR's dispatchers every 4.
I have 1 dispatcher in the office, no customer service people. I have 1 triage woman.
Wow.
Yeah. And then a couple of install coordinators. Because we're 80% of our work is pretty much installation.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well done.
Well, dollars and cents, right? So, we going into January, we literally we're of the mindset like, oh shit, we're going to double next year. Like we got to buckle in. Even my team looked at me and were like, yes, we already saw this and we were talking about it before you even said it. Right. So then we had dialed back the AI because we had like 3 people complain that they said they didn't want the AI and they wanted to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
So we dialed it back and we made it easier for people to come in to get through to a human. Well, what didn't we have in the office right now?
Humans.
So
by the way, he's just all the time he would say it to me. I'd be like, dude, we have like so many issues right now. We have like, he's like, well, how many issues do you have? I have 3 customers that are really pissed off. He's like, all right, well, we saw 480 this week. You only have 3 that are upset? That's pretty good.
But see, the conversation didn't really get through to me. It was kind of like the person and then the person managing it, right? Managing the AI. So like, we want to make it a little bit more friendly, make it easier. And literally we went from like, and I know this doesn't sound well, we were like a 52% booking ratio for AI, and the rest were getting booked by VAs, okay? To an 8% booking ratio in 3 weeks.
Wow.
Dude.
That's crazy.
Terrible.
So what happened?
Fucking terrible.
Turn it back on.
I'm like, turn that bitch back up. Nobody gets through.
When you dialed it back.
But as soon as we dialed it back and allowed them through, now my VAs were getting inundated with calls.
Yeah.
And they're the same calls that were booking 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Dude, middle of February, I'm like, what is happening? Oh, an 8% call conversion ratio with call conversion with AI. The rest of all those calls are going up.
That's brutal.
Not enough people, right? So we're back. We're in a worse situation.
Right.
And then literally we're back just before we drove down here. We're at 71%.
Nice. Oh, so this is recent. This is this one.
That's
Right.
71% AI only. And then the VAs are picking up all the stuff after that.
Yeah.
So we're just a little under 80.
That's
probably
huge.
A little over 80.
That's huge. I always had trouble dialing that KPI in, because it's like, what are you measuring against? And you have to rely on the CSRs to actually hit the right button if they booked the call or not. Like if they didn't hit the bubble. Yeah. Did they hit the bubble? All that stuff. Yeah. So like, there was nothing for me to like reconcile it against. Like if you're going to, reconcile your
it's a dirty number. You try to trust it as much as you
Exactly.
possibly can based on the human beings that you're dealing with, because how much time are you going to spend digging into this stuff to find out that there was only 5 calls you missed.
Right.
So it's just right now it's things are going good.
That's good, man.
Real good.
So the new event, the upcoming event, Iron Standard. When is that? What is that? And
April 17th, 18th, 19th in Middleton, New Hampshire. So it is literally like boot camp. So over the first 3 years of coaching, we realized that people have about a 6-month stamina between events, right? So, and I don't mean they just come to these 2 events. So the April event kind of locks you in before you go into AC season, right?
Right.
Or whatever, busy season for everybody, right? Bathroom remodeling, AC, heating system replacements, whatever it is. And what happens is, you come in, you get tuned up, you get strong mentally, physically. So the Iron Standard, it's like boot camp. So we'll do some really hard stuff, and then we'll let you take a breather, and we'll have a conversation of why and what you learned in that hard stuff, right? Decision-making process, why we do it. And it's fun.
is this your property that is held up?
So Middleton, New Hampshire, it's Legacy Estates. I bought that with my brother, Joe.
Sick.
It's got its own pond. It's pretty cool. And this is going to be the first time of us having the Iron Standard up there. So that's going to be pretty cool, because we've been, up until this year, we were flying to Georgia.
What's the capacity for something like this? How many people can go?
Ideally, 24 people max, 2 teams of 12, because I want to keep it intimate enough right now.
Right.
Where it's I can be in touch with everybody and not overwhelming, where I don't want somebody to feel lost.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And 24 seems like the right number for us, 2 teams of 12, where my team that's already been through it multiple times understands where these people are at, right? So they can be supportive and have conversations, because there's stuff that we're going to do that's going to scare the shit out of some of these people.
What kind of hard stuff have you guys done in the past? Is this the first time you're doing the Iron Standard, or is this
This is the first time we're doing the Iron Standard on our own.
Okay.
On our own. So it's pretty interesting.
How do you sign up? Can you sign up, or is it only for trade talk?
No, so there is a different cost for non-trade stock clients, and then obviously the trade stock clients get a discounted rate because they're trading with me all the time. I'll send you the link so you can kind of put it in the.
I will. Yeah, I'll put it in everything.
I'll send you the book link. I'll send you the event link.
Is this all on your Trades Talk website?
Yes,
Cool.
100% is. Yep.
Tradestalk.com, or what's that?
Yep. Tradestock.com. You can follow us on Instagram at The Real Trade Stock.
Nice.
Right. Killing it, dude.
Yeah.
Love it.
I'm having a blast doing it. It's exciting. It's exciting. It's in knowing that it's fueling me. I know when I say I'm wiped out at the end of 4 days, but there's not a better feeling.
Right.
I hearing that you guys remember those things that we did together.
You're a big deal. Anybody that needs help with their home services company should be calling.
Well, I appreciate it.
For sure.
And thank you. But you sometimes you don't get to hear that stuff, right? You're just serving and serving and serving and serving and serving and serving. And you don't hear the other end, how impactful this stuff was.
Yeah.
Right. I have one coaching client literally lives and dies by the 4 cornerstones. Everything. He's teaching it to his employees. It's in his office hanging up.
Hell yeah.
Because it creates independent people. Where do you see yourself suffering? Where do you see something broken?
Yeah.
Let's find it. Well, it's not going to be in the results. The results of what you do with the first 3 cornerstones, right? The fourth cornerstone result is how you look at it and go, oh, or okay, yeah, this works, right? And like, if you guys came back, and I didn't even know I was teaching you guys this at the time. Like, if you came back to me and you're like, hey, that dentist and doctor mentality thing didn't work. I'm like, well, it has to work because it's worked for the dentists and doctors,
right?
Since they started, right? So like, is it a belief issue? Okay, maybe it's not a belief issue with you guys. Maybe it's a belief issue with your team.
Yeah.
Right. So you got to find out where that problem lies. I had a guy on my team who literally grew up with no shoes, lived in a hut, and he was from Peru and was kidnapped as a kid, like crazy shit, right?
Yeah.
And he would always try to be selling people stuff with like the cheapest possible stuff,
right?
Right. And I'm like, yeah, but you're suffering, your family's suffering, we're suffering as a company. And I'm like, these people own a house, right? They signed themselves to a 30-year mortgage. They have a brand new Mercedes sitting in their driveway. Okay. Their kids walking around with $200 shoes. You're afraid to tell them they need $6,000 in work so they can live in their home? Literally, I'm not even joking around. He left that meeting. It was a group training. He left that training, $6,000 is what he sold.
Dude, a lot of guys do that, and they think the cheapest option is how they're helping the customer the best. And I always use the capacitor story. Capacitor, blower motor, like outdoor condenser, capacitor, blower motor, or board, right?
Yep.
So it's like, all right, it's your capacitor. It's $180. And I hooked them up. But then a week later, it's not working again. Oh, it's the motor.
Yeah.
And then a week after that, you've changed the motor. Oh, it's the board. But really, the story is you have a bad capacitor. Everything runs through the board. A lot of times the motor's overheating. Here's option 1, capacitor. Option 2 is the motor capacitor. Option 3 is everything. You don't want to do it anymore. So then when you a week later, if they choose just the capacitor, but then the motor goes, they go, you told me that was going to happen.
I should have just listened. You know what? Let's just skip the middle one and let's just get all of them
And
done.
most people just want to do everything. And I've turned into that person where I'm just like, I'm not dealing with this. I'm not bringing the car back to the dealership again because there's another issue. Let's do the oil change. What else needs to be done while we're here? Because it takes more time and
you're
more
going to be ready for a transmission fluid change or whatever that is, right?
Yep.
Yeah, let's just do it while you're there because I don't have the time.
You're guessing what mentality the customer has instead of letting them make the option.
Show them everything.
Yep.
And just say, look, at a bare minimum, you got to do this. This could then lead into this one, or we can just get it all fixed today and you never have to worry about it, right? And they're like, yeah. I don't want to worry about it anymore. Yep. Okay, well, let's get it all done today then.
And even if they pick the lower one, that's a great option too. You're up and running. All right. I've explained everything to you.
Help me understand why you chose that option versus getting it all taken care of. Well, it's money. Okay. Well, you know what? Forgive me. I didn't explain to you we have financing. Right.
It's now $18 a month instead of $1,800 right now.
Yeah. You just pay $50 a month. Like, okay, fine. And then I got to wait for my taxes to get done. But I know by the time I'll be too busy. Yeah, just get it done now. Take the 0% payment, as of 6 months or no payments, no interest for 6 months, and then pay it off.
Yeah.
It's just, everything comes down to good conversation, right? Because there's shit happening right now, new, like selling online. I'm going to tell you right now, human beings need connection.
Yep.
Right. And sometimes the plumber is going to be the connection for a homeowner. The HVAC guy is going to be a connection because these people, everything's Zoom. Everything's online. Everything's remote. Like people need connection. That's why I feel like what's going to happen pretty soon is like my coaching is going to go through the roof because people are not going to have this community.
Yeah.
They're not going to have the, hey, like I tell people all the time, like you can bullshit your wife, you can bullshit your manager. I told you guys this too, but you're not going to bullshit me. Like and you can come to me and cry.
You can bullshit yourself.
Yeah, you can bullshit yourself, but come to me.
I can't bullshit my wife.
No,
yeah, the other thing is we should train the guys like with connection. When you're going to Mrs. Jones's house, and number one, if she's in an older home, she's all by herself, you might be the only conversation you have. Have that cup of coffee.
That's what that.
Take the cup. Sit down.
You're going to be you're going to be you're going to be their connection to the outside world sometimes.
Yeah.
Right, because they don't get out enough, and I feel like the whole selling online, while it has a place, people are going to still need to connect. They're going to want to meet with people, right?
Yeah.
Like, what you're going to see over the course, and 20 years ago, I was looking at fucking how to be able to see what my guys were doing on a job before it even happened. right? And I'm not going to say that I came up with that idea, but I like literally, if my brother was in this room right now, I literally hot glued a camera with a wire to a pair of safety glasses with a 9-volt battery and was trying to figure out how to transmit it to the modem that was tracking my truck. I'm not even joking, in 2006.
Like 20 years Green.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, you know what's crazy is, yes, he's like Tom Green. It's like the first podcast. He had like wires apparently going through the house. But this is why we do this.
Yeah.
Because when do you ever get to have a conversation with somebody without your phone going off?
Yeah.
Like there's no way us three could leave this room and have a conversation this long without somebody picking up a call, walking away, text message, staring at their phone. This is our connection. This is amazing.
All three of us have intentionally chose to be here today, shut our phones off, right? Put them in airplane mode and just be with each other and connect, right? Because it's always quick conversations. Hey, what's going on? I'm with my wife. I'm with my kids. I'm in hockey. I'm going surfing. I'll call you in 2 weeks. I'm gone. When are you going to be back? It's that you're going to see a massive push to community, like getting together, because there's just not going to be enough of that with everything that's going on right now.
Yeah.
AI and people getting laid off. Like it's, I'm telling you right now, guys, like that, this is going to become more important than you guys realize.
Yeah. Feeling it already.
Yeah. Cool. What else?
That was awesome.
Tell me about the podcast. So I want to know from you guys, like the podcast, like what made you guys honestly start this?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know why we started. I think it was just an idea, but I know why we do it. And it's because we like to just sit, like we just said, talk with people. But, we sold the business and then it's awesome. And you go surf and you go to Costa Rica and you do this and you do that. And then it's like, okay, well, I'm 47, so this isn't it. I got to do something else. And we're looking for something to do. And once we got this all together, this took a year to set up. And then we set it up in a way that, like we said, isn't, you don't need to edit it. So that took a long time to really dial it all in. But now that it's set up, we enjoy it. It has traction. The cool thing is we walk around town and people almost every day, every time I go out somewhere, when's the next episode? What people are asking.
Seriously?
When's the next? There's a lot of people waiting for the next episode, which it's unbelievable. When you hear that, it's the greatest thing ever. So I'll get text messages from people I haven't talked to in 5 years. Yo, I've listened to every episode. Awesome. Keep it going, Cool. And it's fun.
We also wanted to set something up where we were doing it. And we didn't have to have 50 employees again. After getting done with that, it's like, all right, let's try to take a breath here and still do something. But like you were saying, there's a lot of responsibility, a lot of stress with being in charge of 200, like you used to say, beating hearts.
Yeah.
A lot of beating hearts that were relying on us at all times.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, let's try to dial it back a little bit. Yeah. So this is cool. It's a good way to keep us, in the know and get to talk to people.
Have you guys ever taken the values determination by John DeMartini? Honestly, look it up. It's called Dr. John DeMartini. It's called the values determination. And what it will do is you just answer a series of questions, right?
Oh.
And then you go through that, and then I guarantee you guys, right? You'll call me and you'll be like, holy shit, now I know I like to do the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nice.
One of your values is going to connect to this.
Yeah. That makes sense.
It's going to connect. I'm telling you right now.
I'll do it. That's cool.
Like grow myself, right? So like I love training, whether it's physical training, mental training, whatever it is, spiritual training, breath work, all that stuff. And then take that to others and share with them. You guys see that, right? So like I have high level, some of the speakers that I don't even know how I'm connected to. Like I literally just reach out to them and they just respond and like, yeah, sure. I'll come and talk to you, group.
Yeah. Chad Wright's the man.
Dude, he is next. He is a next level dude.
He's heavily on my YouTube algorithm now too.
Yeah,
all his shorts, his talks from the truck.
Yeah.
He
truck talk. Yeah.
I was gonna bring in. Actually, I had it in my hand when I was leaving my house. I don't know what I did with it, but I had one of those old Dwyer bracelets that we made, like the blue rubber band bracelets.
Yeah.
And on the back it said Dwyer Services. On the back it said execute, execute, execute. I was gonna give it to you.
Seriously?
Oh,
Yeah, because that came from
him.
You showing that talk to us during those AIM groups or whatever.
No shit.
And I was like, oh, that is a good message. So it was like when we were building like crazy.
Yeah.
So that was the band that I made for everybody.
Yeah, train with those guys. Like they're on another level. So I've trained with Chad multiple times, probably 6 times. Yeah, it doesn't sound like a lot, but you train with a Navy SEAL for 6 times.
Yeah, man.
It's a lot. Because there's also training up to that training, right? We just had TCAV, Tyler Kavanaugh.
What's he do? Navy SEAL, same thing?
So he was a Navy. He's the only human being that has been able to become a Navy SEAL and a French Foreign Legion.
Nice. Crazy.
Yep.
I'm guessing that's like their form of whatever the highest
like it's
army thing is in France.
It's nuts. I'll send you guys the talk with him. It's just bananas, right? And then I have so I was down at an event down in Orlando. I think it may have been Service Titan. They were back-to-back events. It was Service Titan and then Next Hour or vice versa. And I sat down. Me and my brother Joe sat down at a Japanese restaurant, right? That they cook in front of you. Guy sits down next to me. Guy's huge. It's just monstrous, right? And you guys know I love watches, right? So like he sits down, he's got his black Rolex on, and I noticed that. We start talking, you're just chopping it up, and you can just tell this guy's put together. So I'm like, "Well, you issued that watch?" And he looks at me, he goes, "How do you know?"
Nice.
So because you hang around with enough special forces people, you know,
yeah,
right? So he gets to tell me his story. He's small world. He's from New Hampshire.
Oh,
okay,
no way.
So he's a paratrooper. Right? But he also was a SEER instructor. He's actually, if you guys want to come, you're more than welcome to. This Friday, he speaks. His name's Troy Dowling, right? He's like 6'6". He launched Troy Dowling.
No, where?
It's Zoom on Friday.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So every quarter, we bring in a high-level speaker to the group to just, and he also owns an HVAC company down in Florida. So that's how he ended up being at the event.
Nice. Yeah.
So like, what are the odds that I'm sitting at the table with him? And him and I pretty much talk and chat, every couple of weeks, week.
And you met him at like just a random
dude. He was just sitting where you're sitting.
That's crazy.
And I'm sitting down at a table. The guy's getting ready to start cooking in front of me, and we just start talking. What do you do? And I'm like, well, you issued that watch? And because you could just tell the guy was put together well in his conversation. And he's like, how do you know? And then he tells me his story. I tell him about Chad and like all the people that I've trained with, right? And he knows because like. So a SEER instructor is like when they basically torture people before, in case they ever get tortured, so they don't give any information up. So he was an instructor in SEER training, right? So he basically would torture the people before they'd be tortured. So he's the guy that trains the guys, right? So like if you see my post, I'm like, it's like a doctor's doctor, right? Like he's the guy that is in the mix all the time.
How many trainings do you go to a year?
For myself?
Yeah. Like how many events do you go to a year or whatever, whether it's on Zoom, whether you're going places?
For myself to train, for me.
Yourself, yeah.
This year, well, obviously this year I don't have any scheduled at the moment, right? But now I obviously want to get out more and get seen more. So
well, I mean, even you're sitting in on obviously your thing this
quarter, Well, I have every quarter I have a high level speaker. I mean, I've had DeMartini, I've had Chad come and talk to us, I've had Sean Webb, if you guys don't know who he is, Mind Hacking Happiness. That guy, he came up with the equation of emotional intelligence.
Nice.
Like, and so you got to listen to his story. Then him and I text on a pretty regular basis right now. So basically he can give, 3 CPO.
Yeah.
Like he came up with the formula for AI to have emotional intelligence.
That's great.
Empathy and all that stuff. Right. So exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. So the people, 3-letter organizations were trying to get that stuff out of him. And so I actually have a copy of it and it's loaded into my ChatGPT. So like when it responds to me, it will give you above brilliant level.
Wait, you can so you're upgrading your ChatGPT with
to have emotional intelligence.
Wow.
Yeah. Which
ChatGPT is always like, that's a great idea, Pat. Wow. What great insight, Pat.
You're awesome. Yeah. Amazing how smart you are.
Exactly what
Nobody like you.
Yeah.
Nobody like you can do that better than anybody.
Yeah, and they're helping him with his spelling.
Yeah.
I thought he says, don't worry about it. You don't need to spell.
So for a little bit, I saw you tagging Chad and Andy Friselli. You ever talk to him or?
No. So I actually asked Chad to hook me up with Andy because I would love to have him speak. On at one of our trade stock events.
Yeah.
Nothing yet.
Yeah. He's wild, man.
Yeah. Like, look, what the funny part about it is? We're all wired the same.
Right.
One thing you learn from training with these guys that are high level operators that people, we put them on a pedestal, right? But they're no different than us. Like obviously they've done some different shit, and I don't know if I would be okay with a grenade or bullets flying by my fucking head.
Right.
But they're looking for the same shit we are.
Yep.
They're no different than us, right? I always ask like, what kind of traumas did these guys go through to want to protect the world? the world, these guys protect the world's freedom.
Yeah.
We're here doing this right now. Somebody that was in Troy's shoes is jumping out of a plane to protect us.
There's like 3,000 of them sailing to Iraq right now. Iran.
But like Troy was the guy that like was jumping out of a plane like 28,000 feet in the air with a smile on his face.
Right.
You know, like, like, and he's from New Hampshire. Like, so it's pretty cool. Right. So like, we kind of hit it off really well at that thing. And then before you know it, he came in October, breezed through the thing. He had
Rocco's from up there too, right? Isn't he somewhere in New England?
No.
He has something up there.
He's Origin in Maine for the Gene company.
And he holds jujitsu like events up there too.
Up there? No kidding. No shit. So TCAV, Tyler Kavanaugh, like he's from Massachusetts.
Yeah.
He grew up in Gloucester. Awesome. Well, he lived in Gloucester for a while, worked on fishing boats and stuff like that.
Nice.
So like I didn't know that until our pre-call, like 2 days before him coming to speak to the group. So like I have Dee Martini speak. I've had my NLP coach come and talk to us. Right.
They just reached out again. I guess they're coming around. NLP.
Are they?
Yeah.
So and again, you don't, God kind of drops some things in your lap. So like I don't know this, but at the trainers training, which is like how to become an NLP trainer, like I was there and they tell my story at trainers training for years. I don't know this.
No way, really?
I'm not even joking around. I shit you not. I get a text message the other day from someone who was at my trainers training and someone who's telling my story who's never met me. That's crazy.
Nice. Let's go.
Matt, is that same NLP?
Yeah.
What's
Dr.
that?
Matt James.
Yeah. James.
Yeah. NLP.com. So, one of the women reached out to me and she's like, hey, I need to connect you with so-and-so. Her husband owns a business in New York, blah, 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 blah. And she wants, she's an NLP. She trains trainers training. Like she teaches it. Like, but it's like the husband's not going to listen to his wife. So he's got to listen to a business owner that's trained, that's a certified trainer. Right. So, she's like, it's so nice to talk to you. I tell your story. I'm like, you what?
What?
Yeah. And they're literally telling my story at trainers training. And I'm like, holy shit. Like you don't know the impact.
Yeah.
Right. So like when I get friend requests from people, I always look and I'm like, how are they friends with these NLP people? I don't know. They don't say, hey, I heard your story.
Right.
But and they talk about how I learned NLP techniques and used it to grow my business. Because once and that's a lot of stuff I teach at leadership training and all my trainings and even the weekly training, like how the unconscious mind works. I know you don't know, but if you did know, right, and why it works.
Opportunities, not problems.
Yep. And changing your language.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like, oh, the tongue can speak life and death, but they don't understand that. Like they say it, but they don't really truly understand how to fix it.
What does your clocks mean? Your tattoos?
So this these clocks are each of my kids.
Oh, nice.
Steven, Bella.
What is it there?
It's their time and their birthstone on each one.
The time they were born?
Yeah. Don't ask me the times. I can barely see them.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
I
cool.
had to have my wife send them to me so my tattoo artist could do them.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So this is like my whole family. Me and my wife are up here. Then this is the protector. And then this arm is just my savage arm, I guess.
Dude, by the way, I'm always telling my kids, your subconscious mind doesn't know. Oh, I suck. Oh, hey, you can't. And they're like, oh, they don't get it. I said, your subconscious mind doesn't know that you're kidding. You can't say that.
It knows what you tell it and it doesn't know. So it doesn't know the difference between like a bad routine or a good routine. Yeah. It just wants routine.
Yeah.
Right. The unconscious mind just goes, I want to assimilate this so I don't have to think about it anymore and burn any calories. It's why when you go to a training, you're mentally fucking exhausted by the end of the day because it's literally your brain's swelling in your head.
Yeah.
Right. So the unconscious mind just wants routine. Good or bad, whether it's a donut or a workout, it doesn't make a difference. It doesn't care.
Whether it's a donut or a workout, it just wants routine. That's so funny because there's a lot of people that are stuck in that. The donut makes me happy and I feel, comfy, cozy. And I got to ask my routine. And other people are going to the gym, lifting their asses off and running
about the gym.
Yeah.
It's making me happy and do all like
when I
they're both bringing it. They just don't. And 95% of the time,
you say they're both bringing it.
They both bringing happiness to them.
Yeah,
whether it's the donut or the workout.
Yeah.
Just work and then eat the donut, and then you get double happy.
There you go. Right?
The real game of life is creating a healthy routine. That's really the game.
Understanding that your brain doesn't know the difference between a healthy or an unhealthy routine.
Yeah.
Right. Otherwise it would never do the unhealthy routine. It just doesn't know. Right. Until there's pain, and then when you get the pain, it's an indicator of like the routine's got to change, right? So that's like the result cornerstone. It's saying, well, your back's hurting. Maybe we should probably do something different. But you guys all know healthy people that pull their back, right?
Yeah.
And you know unhealthy people that pull their back, right?
Sure.
It's the healthy person could be hurting their back, could be pushing too much because it's that polarized lifestyle. All health, no fun.
Right.
All fun, no health. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's about learning how to go to the gym and then go eat 3 Krispy Kreme donuts and be okay with yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
Dude, I pulled my back out in September, and that's part of why I started working out and eating better. Like, it took me a couple months to like get organized, but not drinking, no sugar, I think cut all my inflammation out, and just whatever was going on in my lower back is basically gone right now.
Now, polarized. Were you drinking a lot before?
Probably 1 or 2 IPAs, like 4 nights a week.
Okay.
And then on the weekends more. Yeah.
Too much, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is if I was to say, hey, it's Friday night, let's go for a couple of drinks.
Yeah.
You have to, there's balance. You have to, and everyone's like, no, you don't need to have alcohol. Yes, I know it doesn't have any, there's no need for it.
Right.
But you also don't need to eat macaroni and meatballs all the time either.
Right.
Right. So
Well,
it's being able to stay in the middle and be like, if I'm going to go out and have a glass of wine, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like there's that, you have to be able to flex to both sides. You just can't, you're never going to be able to live that polarized life.
No.
And you'll learn that when you do some DMT training.
And it was like drinking and coffee, drinking and coffee.
Right.
And running a business and trying to like decompress at night and then trying to lift myself.
I got to be a dad. I got to be a boss.
Yeah.
I have to be this. I have to do that. And it's like,
You get to be.
what's that?
You get to be.
You get to be instead. Yeah. So that I have to be as somebody else's imposed values on you.
Right.
When you say that, right? I get to be a boss. I want to do this. Like, and then when you start linking your values to it, that's when it shifts. Right. So there's just a lot of good stuff. I'm grateful you guys had me down here, and I'm grateful we were able to put this together. Yeah, I know we've been going back.
Yeah, that's right, man.
Out.
I'm glad you came down. It's like you got a lot going on. You're absolutely killing it.
Yeah,
it's fun to watch.
It's fun. It's fun. It's fun internally. It's fun externally. In a few weeks, I'll be able to kick some people's asses myself. So this is going to be the first time we're hosting the Iron Standard ourselves. There's not going to be any outside people. It's
who helps you who helps you at these events? Is it guys just from
guys
Addario?
Guys that have gone guys that have gone through it, Brian Hardy, Brian Bittner, my brother Joe. So my kids, my son Steven.
Your wife attends the events?
She will probably show up to this event. I don't know in what capacity, but we're gonna need some shooting dummies. I don't think she wants to be one of those.
What's a shooting dummy?
Oh, you'll see.
Nice.
I don't want to give too much away.
There you go. Love it.
It's about how to assess a threat. Right. And then how you assess that threat, you then take that into your business and okay, am I paying attention to distractions, these potential issues with imminent danger, right? Most people are dealing with imminent danger all the time. Why? Because they don't take it out. They don't deal with it when it's a potential.
Is that like the circle, the zone of distraction, and then
I actually thank you for that, because I probably should have some sort of like diagram that these people can look at. But like the whole premise of the drill is distractions, right? So there'll be a distraction that's eating away or trying to get your attention, right? And when you're paying attention to that distraction, he pulls out a little pellet gun, and now you have a potential threat. That now you have imminent danger. This guy, right?
Right.
So like, well, yeah, but if you weren't paying attention to distraction, you'd be able to see that he had a gun on, right? And these are things that we're going to utilize. They're not real guns. They'll be obviously. Yeah.
I think Tony Robbins has, I think it's the zone, which we want to be, and then there's dimension of demand, and then the outside ring is the dimension of distraction. So I think you want to be in the zone, and then the demand is putting out fires, and then distraction is just the noise, right?
So knowing that diagram from the way you explained it, you want to be here because you want to be able to see who is what in the scenario.
Gotcha.
The thing is if you're so focused, you're missing other stuff.
That makes sense.
It'd be like standing straight up against the wall, focusing on a dot, but there's a whole wall of stuff. And we learn this in NLP too, right? So you're so focused on the one thing that the whole world's going on around you.
Yeah.
Right? Your brain's taking in 2 million bits per second.
Well, that's why having a coach is so important, because you're looking at someone else's company from the outside in. Yeah. And they're looking at.
I can help see. I'm that guy looking down. And I was just, that I was saying is, your brain's taking in 2 million bits per second, but it's filtering it down to 126 bits of what's important to you, not me, you. So when I say things like, hey, you should see this, it's not in your capacity to see it. You're not, no.
And you only have the capacity for 126 bits.
You only have capacity to process 126 bits. It deletes, distorts, and generalizes the remainder of that. Right? So I'll give you a quick, for instance. You buy a new truck, right? You got a Cybertruck. Then all of a sudden you start to see Cybertrucks everywhere. That's the reticular activator. Right? So before you never saw them around anywhere, right? You buy a white Corvette. Then all of a sudden you see everybody driving a white Corvette, right? So that's now in your peripheral. So what happens is now that I start to show you guys what to be looking at, like you paid attention to this one thing, but there was all of these other things going on over here. You were distracted at this time, but you weren't paying attention to the lady that was sweeping the floor, under her coat, she had, an AR-15 under her coat. You weren't paying attention to it because you were letting this guy distract you over here.
Yeah.
And then we take that drill and we say, how do you apply that in business? Right? You got a guy in the company that's distraction all the time. Okay. But you're not paying attention to the potential issues that become fires.
Right.
So you're either distraction or fires all the time. And if you're always paying attention or always having to put out fires, then maybe you should have been paying attention or writing down. Right.
Yeah.
And stopping them it's fire prevention. That's our job.
Yeah. What even happens.
Yeah. Right. Fire prevention. So
there's something like the viewer and the self or something too, isn't it? Like looking at I could be having this completely wrong. Like viewing yourself from above instead of being like inside, like whatever, the ego.
Sean Weber. So Sean Webb's book talks about that because you're not in the problem. You're viewing yourself in the problem. And now you're able to see all that's going on around, and you're able to make way better decisions that way.
Yep. That's like, there's an analogy, like when you're in traffic and then you have somebody in a helicopter looking at the traffic, it's like, oh, it's beautiful down there.
Yeah.
And you're in, you're like,
it looks like it's moving. And you're swearing.
That makes sense. All right, Steve Addario.
Yeah, dude. You got to sign the desk, bro.
You might have to come on again. I don't
got to record. Hold on. You got to hit record.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
We got Steve Addario signing the desk.
Yeah, buddy.
The Cornerstone Blueprint. Let's go.